Says we're on. Yep. Yep, says we're on. I'll be there. I'll be there in a sec. Yeah, in a sec. It's a bit slow sometimes.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kavadash.
blessings of hopeful, sincere elect. Yeah, man, these last days, been a lot of revealing is coming in 2024, man. Not just in the celeb world, but in the nation of Israel too, man. Because you got a lot of feigners of this world, man. The Lord said they're going to be false teachers and false prophets that are going to come out in this truth, so-called pushing the truth. But really, they're out here, either for filthy lucre's sake, or they're just demented in the brain, man, teaching things that they ought not to, man. Like if you got if you got a TV in your house, you got the MOT to the B, or the MOT to the B is an embargo, it's philosophies, it's sin, everything but what the scriptures actually say it is, and what the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, say through the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh say it is. They think it's everything else under the sun, and as of late, you got the one body in Baal, as I call them, because they're not in Yahweh Shai, they're one body in Baal. Even Baal had prophets of his own, that got destroyed. And they're pushing all kind of demented and weird philosophies, man. Perverting the gospel, man, which that's the first precept we're going to read in Galatians, the first chapter. Perverting the gospel that the Lord gave us, man.
So I want to say this, man, because in due time, man, all you're going to see is that these guys are just carnal men, contrary to the spirit, man. Because like I said, this truth has been established from before we even came in the truth, man.
Yeah.
It's been established, man.
Solidified.
Right? And lately it seems like a trend now that everyone wants to change everything about the scriptures.
Yeah, everyone's getting epiphanies now. Everyone's having epiphanies.
They're combing the scriptures, trying to find places where they can twist it
Yeah.
to make it to make it mean something that they want to believe, man. Because they don't believe in the scriptures.
Basically, yeah, no faith.
Yeah,
that's true, man. Because really, what it boils down to is, do you have faith, man, in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai? Because if you're perverting the gospel and changing things up, that means you never really had faith in this word, man. Right. You're not really of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. You're of Satan, man. You're of another Messiah, basically. But let's get into Galatians, man. Because what one body is saying now, one body in Baal is saying that the Lord, the Heavenly Father, is a liar, basically. Because he's saying that in the scriptures, Malachi 1, the first chapter, the Lord said he loved Jacob and hated Esau. And he's always going to hate Esau. That's never going to change.
that's his purpose.
That's his purpose. In Isaiah 34, it said there's an indignation against a curse upon the people of his indignation forever. So Esau is a cursed people forever, man. The Lord's not going to let up on them. The Lord's not going to have no remorse for them.
He found no place of repentance.
Yeah, though he sought carefully with tears. There's no repentance for Esau.
No love.
There's no saving for Esau. So why would the Lord all of a sudden say that he hates Jacob and love Esau when he's always hated Esau from his inception? And it says it twice in the Old Testament and in the New Testament that the Lord hates Esau. And the Lord reinforced it.
And other than just the stupidity of it, man, it shows complete lack of understanding of the scriptures, man. Going all the way back to have the enmity between the seeds, man.
But even Genesis, it said that.
That's what I'm saying.
Enmity between her seed and thy seed.
How is it supposed to play out then?
So that's a perpetual hatred. That's a perpetual, basically, hatred of Esau Edom, that seed, man. Because he's the seed of that evil one.
Because Roman 9 talks about a vessel made to honor and one to put on dishonor. Yeah. That is Esau, man.
Yeah.
He can't be saved. He's not loved. He don't love nobody.
Exactly.
So you're gonna get no love, man.
But that just shows you, man, you're gonna find out that a lot of these guys, man, because they wear the fringes and all that and claim that they're Hebrew Israelites, a lot of these guys are, fakers and fraudsters, man. They're faking the funk, basically. That's why the Lord said in Malachi 3:18, he's going to distinguish between him that serveth him not him that serveth him and him that serveth him not.
Right.
Because the bullshit's coming to an end. Either way, these guys, the One Bodies and Baal, all these different guys, the sick Aries and all these different camps that keep perverting the gospel. Because now you got Sakari saying the 2/3 are not going to die in America, man. They talk about the elect being delivered from America, but they're saying the 2/3, pursuant to Zechariah 13, from the first verse on down, it's not talking about America. It's talking about the motherland Israel. But the majority of the tribes are in America. That's where they was taken to. They wasn't taken to. They was kicked out of the land of Israel, exiled. So why would the 2/3 be destroyed in Israel when the majority of the tribes are over there in the North, South, and Central America? It don't make no fucking sense.
So what's gonna happen to them?
Yeah, when America's fully destroyed.
They're gonna take out swimming lessons and swim in the lake of fire.
But this is what happens when you take one part of the scriptures and you start adding and taking away. You pervert the whole gospel. You fuck up the whole thing. That's why it says the little leaveneth the whole lump. That's why the Lord said, don't hold fast till I come. Don't start adding and taking away to the scriptures, man. Stick to the doctrine, man. Stick to the script.
Continue.
What you've been taught. Yeah, continue. But these guys, they're disingenuous, and they're giving heed to seducing spirits. The Lord said that in these last days, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits. And you can see the list of all these different camps that are coming out of the woodwork for their mad doctrines, man. But it's all right because the Lord is separating the real men of the Lord from the fake, man, the phonies. And they're going to be destroyed if they don't repent, man.
If I can add, the elder Yeshawamba said at the back end of last year, he was like in the spirit, he could feel that a lot of these other camps were going to be exposed this year, and then that's what you see it. Yeah, that's it.
That's what I said. A lot of readings coming out, all the diggers and the diggers coming out of the woodwork. You know, Cat Williams, all these guys coming out, the Beavers. But even more so in this truth, the Lord's, pulling the veil on some of these camps, man, and their teachings and showing you that, just like in Revelations, you had the 7 churches of Asia Minor. And the Lord had an ought with some of these churches, man, because they wasn't teaching the right doctrine. Some of these guys, they come in the spirit of the Nicolaitans, man, the spirit of Baal.
We weren't keeping it 100, man.
Yeah. So the Lord's always been exposing the churches if you ain't pushing the right doctrine. That's just part of the reproving.
You say there's nothing here that shall not be revealed, man.
Yeah.
And like I said, brother, saying it's the time of revealing, man. It's the time of revealing.
Yeah, because we're coming to that final judgment, man. And the Lord's basically no one's gonna have no clock for their sins. If you ain't teaching what you're supposed to be teaching, when that time of judgment comes, the MOT to the B comes, and you start panicking and all that, having a panic attack, then you're gonna be exposed, man. And then you're gonna have to deal with the consequences of your actions for teaching lies, because the blood's gonna be in your hands. But then let's go to Galatians 1:7.
Galatians 1:7, which is not another.
6. Stop.
This is Galatians 1:6. I marvel that ye are so soonly moved from him that called you into the grace of our Mashiach unto another gospel.
Yeah, another gospel. Because we're all reading out of the same King James Bible, but it's all like brothers have got different interpretations of the scriptures. One's teaching that the mark of the beast is an embargo. Another's teaching it's about philosophies. Another's teaching it's sin. It's all mixed up and match up, man. It's all messed up.
The scriptures say these scriptures are not of any private interpretation, man.
Peter's, yeah.
They're all given through the Spirit. So really, the only people that really got this are the men that are being guided in the Spirit, man, to understand these, man.
The true prophets.
All these guys, they're winging it, man. They're going off their own feelings, what they see as a man.
Yeah. Yep. Men pleasing as well. A lot of men pleasing going on. That's why certain men are being exalted more than the scriptures and the Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Like Mr. Bishop Nate. He's going on different podcasts now. He's a celeb, worth 150 mil and all that. And he's out there trying to talk about people selling out. But he's basically exposing himself because you're one of those people that sold out, man. You're one of those that took the bag, that changed up the doctrine, took the name out of the truth and all that. Started talking about we don't need the name, we don't need to know the name of the Lord and all these different things, man. And then the MOT to the B, you've been switching up that for years, man. Every other couple of years, you switch that doctrine up, man. That breakdown up.
That's because you're under pressure, man.
Yeah.
It's because you're under pressure, man, because your lies are falling apart. The truth is exposing you, man.
Exactly.
And so you have to change your position every now and again to kind of keep a congregation at bay. Stop them beating you with bats.
Yeah, that vision that you had, didn't it? Yeah. That dream. from his old camp.
Hey, but
beating
this is
him
what's
to
gonna
death.
happen.
That's
If you do things like this, what do you think is gonna happen at the end?
Yeah.
Things like what you dreamt or what you heard someone dreamt, it's gonna come upon you, man, because you ain't been right.
You got it down.
And I mean, yeah.
So,
From, yeah. Which is not another, but there be some that trouble you and would pervert the gospel for Mashiach.
yeah, they're perverting the gospel, man. And that's why we have to be out here, you know, on the highways and hedges and on the online epistles, constantly contending for the faith, man. You know, earnestly contending for the faith, which means what? Defending the gospel against these naysayers and gainsayers, man. These heretics, man. Because they're bringing damnable heresies, man. That's going to lead a lot of Jakes basically down that road to perdition, which is what? The road of destruction, man. Because a lot of Jakes listening to IUIC and GOCC and all these other alphabet camps that are teaching mad lies, they're all going to be destroyed if they end up following those camps, man, because of their wayward doctrines. The Lord said, blindly if the blind, they both shall fall into a ditch, man. But because Jake is so complacent and he loves to hear the smooth things, that's why I wanted to get Isaiah 30 and 12 and 10. They like to hear them smooth things. Basically, the 2/3 that are, you know, they're stumbling blocks, basically. All these camps, the Nates and all that, the One Body and Baal, you know, they're all stumbling blocks, man. Because the Lord is not coming to save all Israel. He's only coming to deliver the elect. That's all that matters to the Lord right now. The Lord's not coming to deliver all Israel, man. Because Nate's got this you know, philosophy, and he said that you need to save all black people. The Lord's not coming to save all black people.
2 Corinthians 11 and 3. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Mashiach. For if he that cometh preacheth another Yahushai, whom we have not preached, or if you receive another spirit which you have not received, or another gospel which you have not,
And that goes down to his appearance, right? Because these wacky Christians believe they got some leper Christ coming for them, right? With long, shaggy, blonde hair, or whatever, right? That goes for his characteristics. It comes to what he claims to fulfill. The prophecy. If it's not all in sync with the scriptures, that's another Christ that you've made for yourself that doesn't really exist.
False Messiah.
False one, and I Christ. However you want to put it, it's not the Lord that's in the scriptures, man. You have to be accurate with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you have to be accurate, man. So you have to go through the scriptures so you not be deceived, man. You can't just go by what these guys are saying and twisting the scriptures. Go look for the scriptures, man.
Yeah, study. And the Lord said, be perfect, man. As he is in heaven, man. Be perfect. Meaning you gotta master this thing. Study, you strive for the masteries. You know,
approved.
yeah. And you can't be simple minded and just be like, you know, in that zombified state and just listening to guys and then be like, yeah, because he's a good orator and he speaks eloquently, that he's telling you the truth. He could be telling you straight false lies, man. Because he's a fucking hireling, man. When push comes to shove and all hell's breaking loose, your leaders are gonna disappear into the fucking mist, man. They're gonna leave you out there to get fucking destroyed. Sheep led to the slaughter.
Sorry, man. I forgot to mention that the name as well.
The
You know,
name.
you
That's
have to
the
have the correct
foundation.
name. You know, calling him what you want isn't gonna cut it, man. As if you can call your boss whatever you want at work. It's not gonna work.
You get fired, man.
There's no respect there. And the
go
Lord demands respect.
Yeah. You go to your job and you miscall your manager a different name and you keep doing it. He's gonna subpoena you, man. You're gonna get disciplinary for that, man. Because it's disrespectful. So how much more the Heavenly Father and His Son, you did keep disrespecting the name and you keep making excuses why the name is not what we say it is, man. You know, because you guys are not of Yahweh Shai. The Lord said in Philippians, there's enemies of the cross, man. You guys are enemies of the cross of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. And that's why in the end, he's going to destroy you, man. Because like Apostle's been saying, there's many more false prophets than the real true men of the Lord out here, man. Just like 2,000 years ago in the time of the book of Acts, you had many different false prophets coming out of the woodworks, man. You had the Bar Jesuses and all these different guys trying to claim something that wasn't theirs, the vagabond Jews. They're trying to get fame and fortune. Even the guys that the Jude and all these different guys that came up against the apostles and the Lord, you know, they had their followers, but they all dropped dead. The Lord put them all to death. So this truth is very it's a mystery. It's very it's the truth, man. You know, you can't mess around with the truth, man. It's bigger than us, man. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than the rabbit hole that you think it is, man. You had something.
Yeah. So it says Revelation 22 and 14. I'll start from. Blessed are they that do His commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates of the city. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers. You know, and the majority of these false prophets, well, all of them really, they're witches and warlocks because they're casting out incantations on our people, getting them to believe all sorts of falsehoods that are not true to the scriptures. Like in, for example, in the land of Asher, they built those two massive monuments onto Jesu Cristo, and those people would die by that. Like they got idols in their houses. And the taxi drivers all got that Jesu Cristo monument in their vehicles. I'm not. I don't even want to misquote. I'm sure it's probably one of the seven wonders of the world, or like
Yeah, that's because of the RCC, man. They've been indoctrinated by the Roman Catholic Church, man. Majority of the Northern Kingdom over there in the different islands, you know, from the Spanish and all that came to conquer them, the conquistadors. That's the religion that they gave them, just like plantation Christianity gave it to the Southern Kingdom, and Jake just ran off with it, man. That's why Jake put all them pictures of a white Jesus in their household, not knowing that that's the fucking devil that they enslaved them, man. And they give him props to that, man. You know, they're willing to bow down and worship and die for that white Jesus, man, which is a false image of our Lord. That's blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. When our Lord and Savior is a so-called dark-skinned man, and the truth's coming out that the Lord and the angels, the disciples, Heavenly Father Himself, they're all men of color, man.
Proving all that, yeah.
Mutants open the
Yeah.
box, man.
Yeah.
So
We
we've
knew
been
about
saying
those.
it for years.
We knew about those images, of course.
We've been saying it from the beginning, from '07. Apostles been saying, check the Russian icons, all that, the dark images and all that, the dark arts. You got different books, Nation Knows No Color Line, and all these different things, showing you the coats of arms.
It's always like these our people, our people are not in the street. They're always waiting for the so-called white man to verify shit,
Yeah.
to confirm it. Man. But now they want to talk about it. But when we was bringing it out, when the elders supposed to bring it out, it's like, nah.
It's just like that precept you always bring out in
Yeah.
the
But yeah. Sirach, Sirach 13:23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he said. They ex-
You know,
Yep.
you open up the box and now everyone's suspicious now. Oh, now you're seeing all these videos coming out of the woodwork, man. Everyone's talking about the dark images and all that. Russian icons all of a sudden is a thing. But when we were saying it, no one was saying shit. Everyone's thinking that we're making it up. You guys are making it. There's a color doesn't matter and all that. That's the first thing that comes out of their mouth. We used to be in central London and say, doesn't matter if he's a black man and all that. Why does that matter? And all that.
Middle East.
Yeah, he's Middle Eastern. He's olive color. Olive's only two different colors, green and black though. So which color is he, man? He can't be in between. What color is he, man? I ain't never seen no other color of olive, you know? And now they even trying to portray the Lord as being Arabic now. You know, you watch these new documentaries and docuseries, New Testaments, and all, they're trying to all portray the Lord as Middle Eastern, so he has to be Arabic. He can't be black, and he can't be white. He's Palestinian now. He's got the Arabic. Now that's blasphemy, man. You trying to say the Lord's Muhammad? You're taking the piss, man. The Lord ain't no Ishmaelite, man. Ishmael's not the promised chosen people.
Yep.
Are you gonna finish that?
Alright, good. As it says, but if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
Yeah, 'cause you know, speaking eloquently and all that. Got the teleprompters and all these different things, the microphone, and we're doing all the parade and all that. We got people coming to listen to us from far and wide. That's why the people are looking down upon us like these niggas with their garments on, man. They niggas go somewhere. They just look at us like we're nobodies. But that's how the Lord likes it. The Lord said He uses the weak things to confound the wise, man. To confound the strong. Yeah, in this world, basically. Yeah.
So we go to Corinthians 1:21. For after that, in the wisdom of Most High, the word by wisdom knew not Most High. It pleased Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
Yeah, because what we're doing out here, because brothers out there come out in all kinds of different weathers and, battling the elements, it's foolishness in the eyes of the Lord. But really, this is what we have to do to prove our faith, man. Because faith without works is dead. And, the Lord, brothers is, we say we're part of the hopeful elect. And in our hearts, in our hearts of hearts, we pray that we are part of the elect. But we have to show it through works, man. We can't just say it. The Lord said, the Lord said, you have to be a doer of the word, not just a hearer only. So we have to come out here and proclaim it, even if we are part of the elect. We still have to do the work, man. Otherwise, we're not going to be basically worthy of receiving the reward.
And this is the thing about humility as well, man.
Humility.
Doing
That's it.
things that's foolish make you look stupid, right?
Lord,
Because out here, because even our own people mock us, man. Even the Israelites mock us. Like, oh, we're out here in the cold and the snow and all that kind of shit, man. So we are. What are we doing? We're preaching.
What?
But to the outside, where we're not accomplishing anything, we're not actually doing anything. We're just talking.
In the spiritual realm,
But check the world around you, man.
tearing down buildings.
Check the world around you. Things are changing according to what we're teaching from the scriptures.
So there would always be spiritual. The fact that but there was a time when all starting from the apostles on down, we were in the chief place of concourse, right? And the Spirit got the apostles for us to leave those chief place of concourse. And then what happened a few months after that? The whole world shut down, man. And yeah, that's it.
That's what the world doesn't understand. They can't see it. They can't fathom it. But the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that's a power that's above Esau's pay grade, man. And he's not ready for that power, man. That's why when they see the chariots and that, they don't know what to do with themselves, man. Because they've never seen that kind of power come into the earth before. And they can't even distinguish what that is. But Esau, the top elite, they know what it is. They know what time it is when they see the angels in them chariots, man. And that's just one example of the Lord showing his power. When he brings the earthquakes and all these different things, these devils don't know what to do with themselves, man.
This isn't special effects.
It's not special effects.
You know what I'm saying? You could just, because obviously you depict powers in your movies and stuff, but when it's real, what do you do with that?
The Lord's only getting
It's not on a green screen. You can't just hide. No, it's damaging, man. It's gonna rip through this place, man. And you ain't gonna be able to do enough to stop it.
And that shows you that this word is very powerful, man. I can tell you Hebrews 4 and 12. Because the words that we speak actually come to pass, man. Because it's the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It's not our words. We're just vessels, like the brother said. We're just vessels that the Lord's used to administer his word, basically, to push it out. But when we speak, actually say things, like things actually start happening, man. Like this week, you had the 4 horsemen situation. You had the pale horse running through central London. We've been speaking about that for years, man. We're coming into the time of Jacob's trouble, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. So now they got horses with blood all covered in it, which they say it was blood, but we don't know. But that's signifying that, pursuant to Revelation 6 and 8, that pale horse signifies death. So that means we're in a time of great death, man.
So when we say a reason why it's been covered in blood, I've not seen a reason for that.
And they concentrated on those 2 horses, the black horse and the white one, pale horse. And when you go to Revelation 6 and 8, it tells you that pale horse represents death, plague, destruction. So why at this modern day, there's no coincidences in the scriptures. Why all of a sudden at this time, when we proclaimed from the apostles and elders a great millstone that this is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, now you're seeing a sign from the heavens of death coming to the shores of England, London, in America.
If I can add to what you're saying, it's the fact that it cut through a lot of London. From Buckingham Palace, went by with buses and taxis, right?
London's fucked, man. London ain't accepting the judgment of the Lord. Ain't no neutral zone in London. Them bankers and all that, they're gonna get fucked up out here.
Because even as you were saying, I was thinking, because did it go via like bank? Because I think because it went quite far. Yeah, because that means it went through the royal, because it was right outside Buckingham Palace, and it went through the financial system. Yeah, that's a private. Yeah, it's got its own policing. It's not. Yeah, own mayor. So that the mayor of London is not the mayor of the city of London. Personally, I believe that.
Even if it was Esau that released them horses, is basically an omen on them, because the Lord's coming to destroy their empire, man. He's not playing, man. So when we say things actually happen. Like all the situations in the Middle East, we've been talking about that for years. What did we say from Apostle? I remember when Apostle first said it back in the 08 times, 09 times, man. He said when America or Israel start fucking around with Iran, that's when the shit's gonna start getting heated. And look what's happening now. Iran and Israel going back and forth. All that beef, all that melee that's going around the Red Sea in the Middle East. because that's where the bulk of the war is going to take place. Valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. That's where the main war is going to take place. So when we speak, we ain't speaking our own words, man. We speak in the oracles of the Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. And his word is faithful and true. He's not a man that he shall lie, man. And anything he said that is going to be purposed, it's going to come to pass.
Romans 3 and 3. But what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh, why Yahweh shall without effect?
Yeah, so if you guys don't believe us, because we just look like young men, like we ain't got nothing better to do on a Saturday to stand out here in the cold. So what if you don't believe? That's the thing that key ingredient that you're lacking that we have is called faith, man. And that's what this truth's about, being faith based. To stand out here in the cold, to stand out here in the middle of nowhere, speaking to the World Wide Web through a camera lens, man. That takes faith, man. The apostles, they was going around, Paul was going around different journeys around Asia Minor, some places on his ones, man. But he was going through the faith to to push the word, because he was given a job to be a preacher unto the Gentiles, man. So everything's about faith, man.
As thou faith I will show thee by faith and through my works.
Yeah.
Because you gotta be in this and listening and really and truly be fully persuaded in your own mind. Every man's got to be fully persuaded in their own mind. That exhorts you to study and to make sure that you don't get led astray.
Got a precept after you on the money.
Verse 4 in Romans 3. Yahweh, why Yahweh shall forbid, let the Most High be true and every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged.
Yep. Second Ezra 15, 3 and 4. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity, which means disbelief, right, of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
That's why to have faith, stand out, is basically like a miracle in itself. Especially in these last days, the Lord said, shall he find faith when he returns? And that goes to show that even with these guys in the truth, so-called being in the truth, a lot of guys are feigning the words, they're falling away, they're giving up the spirit, they're not on fire for this truth no more. They're taking the bag, they're selling out, man. A lot of our people are just easy they ain't got no faith, man. They're just lacking faith, they're just selling out like a drop of a dime. No integrity, that's the word, man. No integrity, no fear of the Lord. He sort of shows them that suitcase of money, and then they're like, oh shit, fuck it. Maybe the Lord's name isn't Yahweh Shai no more. Maybe it is Christ.
They lack the patience, quiet.
Yeah, they don't want to suffer for the Lord no more.
Because some man think they serve a couple of years in the street, man, and they think like they should be in the kingdom already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have everything they've been dreaming about for fucking all this time, man. And when they ain't got it, when they're still living in a dodgy apartment or whatever, still paying fucking taxes and shit, and they're just fed up and shit, the woman's causing them aggro. They just had enough. They can't stick it out. And so they go after worldly things, carnal things.
Yeah.
To try and
Ease the
pain, man, to comfort themselves with, man.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens that seeps into the word, man, into your doctrine, into your teachings, man.
You can't serve two masters.
That's it.
You can't serve two masters, man. And these guys, they always choose Mammon over the Lord, man, because they're carnal minded. Just like with the Sakari, last night they did the live, whatever, talking about what the ISUPK did in their Passover when they brought some hip hop bitch to come perform in their Passover, which is against the scriptures, man. Passover not about having hip hop contests and concerts and all that shit, man. And these guys are bigging them up, saying they didn't do nothing wrong because of what the girl was speaking about. The whole
Of course he's
premise,
gonna say that because he had his
Sakari, man.
he had his Passover at a fucking a club,
The year before, this year he didn't do that because he would have got cursed the fuck out. But last year, that's what they did. Because these guys are carnal minded, man.
Yeah.
They're not spiritual, man.
and they'll do anything to justify their reason.
Wickedness. Yeah.
And
So they're a bunch of hypocrites. But at the same token, he's talking about, you got to, trust in the Lord and all these different things. You guys are feigning the word, man.
well, once again, I mean, the scriptures speak about one speaks about modest apparel. She was not in any form of modest apparel.
Alice always trying to say, look, she's covered from head to toe. No, she wasn't. Her calves were showing.
Yeah.
And she's wearing a tight body.
Yeah, exactly.
That's showing all her
Just
calves.
saying everything. Yeah.
He's saying, oh, you guys are just hating.
Yep.
No, we're not hating.
Yep.
Anyone with fucking eyes can see that she's a straight whore from the industry and she's not covered as she's supposed to be. and she's out there showing a gallivant and showing herself on stage for men to gawk at her, man,
Yeah.
which is a spirit of adultery.
Or being worthy to come to the Lord's Passover as
Yeah,
well.
what is the Passover
That's it.
all about? Is it about having parties, celebrating? Is it about
That's it.
mourning, man? We're
Yeah.
supposed to be in the spirit of mourning. We're supposed to be in the spirit of celebrating.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking party. It's a solemn assembly, man.
And
What part of that don't you guys get in your thick skulls, man? This is why the Lord going to destroy a lot of you camps, man.
Yeah.
And your leaders, start with your leaders. Because your leaders are a bunch of assholes, man.
Right.
Just put it bluntly.
The other group of people, man, eating all kind of abominations on the Passover.
Yeah.
What was wrong with you, man?
Yeah. Guys got no fear for the Lord. That's why, the Lord going to start, when the Lord starts opening up that kind of whoop us and you got your camp leaders and all that, we ain't going to bat an eye, man, because we know that you guys are just, you guys, you need to get jacked the fuck up, man. The Lord needs to just jack up a whole bunch of you. And then the rest of Israel's going to fear.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. First Peter's, man. Go ahead. The book of Hebrews 11 and 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Do you really believe that? Or do you believe you have to reward yourself with this thing? You have to give yourself the high titles and the garments and the parades for yourself. Do you think you got to do that for yourself? Because that's what it seems like you're doing. I see you're not willing to wait for the Lord to raise you up, to bless you, to put that crown upon your head. You want to put a crown upon your own head, man.
Yeah, vainglory, self-righteous and all that, man. Being self-willed. That's why you guys don't want to come under the order of the apostles, man. You try to climb up some other way, do your own thing, and then you end up, taking the scriptures that we've been learning for many years, studied. You end up butchering the scriptures that we've been learning because you ain't got no order, no decency, man.
Yeah.
And you're coming against the presbytery, man. You speak evil of dignitaries, and then you all them damnable heresies. It just adds. It is a bunch of fucking deludless, man. Deludless and delusion, man. And that's why the Lord said He's gonna come with that swift destruction. Go ahead.
In the book of Joshua, you had like Achan, for example, where the Lord basically sent Israel and they'd been spoiling their enemies and taking the spoils. This one particular nation, the Lord said, "Don't take nothing from them, just destroy everything." And he saw the Babylonian garment and thought, "Yo, I'm gonna add that to my collection," and thought that it was gonna be all good. And then the Lord basically started plaguing Israel to the point where Joshua and them had to find from tribe to family to clan who specifically was responsible. And the story, he got burnt alive and literally stoned to death, man. And the Lord, there's examples like that in the scripture, so you read that and you understand that the kind of the power you're dealing with, and you fear him, like But these men out here, because the Lord seems to be hiding himself, they you know what I mean?
Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily.
And this is why you're the children of Satan, man.
Yeah.
You're children of the devil. You have the same mentality, man. You act like you're righteous because you're Israelites and because you know the scriptures or whatever, man. But your mentality is the same as Esau's is, man.
Yeah. Putting on the
Same as
front.
Cain's.
Yeah.
It's not real different. Do you want to grab this quick? It's 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 12. It says, "But these as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed." A lot of these guys are just made to be destroyed, man. They're there to be adversarial against this word and to be destroyed in the end. And we're not saying all of you, because some of you might wake up at the manna shit in them and be delivered, man.
Yeah, some of the elect are scattered amongst you, but for the majority of them, they're a bunch of zombies, man.
Yeah. And so you've been made to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Right? On this side of things, right? So they speak evil of the things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption.
Yeah, because you guys are corrupt, man. Starting from your leaders.
Yeah.
The way they're speaking, as the king is so are the people, man. The way your teachers teaching you the lies and all of these misconceptions of the scriptures, that's how you people act, and you act zombified, man. And then you start deifying your leaders instead of fearing Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You start putting your leaders over the scriptures, man, which is going off.
Yeah.
That's why everyone, Alazar, he bigs up himself, man.
Yeah.
Nate, he bigs up himself. His congregation, they big up themselves, man. You even got guys that look like Alazar in his camp, man. Like, one guy, I think, was in LA or one of them different states, man. I thought it was Alazar because he had the hat and the long hair, and it was a different guy, man. But he looked just like Alazar, man. I was like, spitting image, clones, man. I'm like, you guys are getting the fuck off, man.
Okay, now though, in contrast, the apostles, whenever like men try to put them up on the pedestal, apostles, they straight shut that down. Yeah, 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 yeah. And yeah, because then they said as well, like, because then lest we get jacked up, you know. Yeah,
The man can get puffed up with pride when someone's kissing your ass all day long, man.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what's happened with Nate, Alazar, all these cats.
Even in the scriptures, Paul, Barnabas, they was getting bigged up, Apollos and all this. And it was like, no, man, don't worship us, man. We ain't no worship Yahweh Shai, man.
And
We're here
Yahweh
for
Shai
us.
did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yahweh Shai never picked himself up either.
They
He
tried,
always spoke
to,
about his father.
they tried to make Yahweh Shai king, and he dipped on them, man. If that was Nate, he would have been like, yeah, give me the crown and all that, man.
Like, he told the truth. He told the truth. Like, so you have to respect the truth, the fact that he's the son of God. Yeah, he was, but what was he? What work was he doing? He was doing the work of his father, man. That's who came first. And it's the same with us, man.
He's the original King of Kings and Lord of Lords. But even he, like, humbled himself and, like, didn't want that allodial title and all that. He didn't want the title. He dipped, man. He was like, don't put no crown on me, man. Are you mad?
These
You want me
guys
to get
want
fucking killed?
like I said, they want that crown before their time, man.
Incorruptible crown.
Yeah, that's the crown we want, an incorruptible crown.
Oh, they got a corruptible crown.
They got a corruptible crown because they living it large, man. They're living it large, man.
A lot of you guys that sold out, took the bag, you receive your consolation, man. So if you don't repent, which more than likely you're not, because you see them zeros in your account, you ain't willing to give that up. That's why the Lord said it's hard for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Because imagine you getting all these donations, all these for years, you accumulate all these millions of that. You ain't just gonna give that. Like,
Temptation.
Nate, you can't see Nate giving all that up, man. It's 150 million.
It's temptation. When money starts coming in and the congregation, they don't see what's going on. It's going into your account, right? And you're just thinking, oh, what I could do this with. They don't know. As you're taking advantage, man.
I was just talking about Herod, right? But it's a warning and a sign, right? This is Acts 12:21 says, and upon a set day, Herod, arrayed in royal apparel, sat upon his throne, and made an oration unto them, and the people gave a shout, saying, "It is the voice of a god and not of a man."
So that demon Herod tried to deify himself, man. And look what happened. What's the judgment that happened to him for trying to deify himself over the Lord?
Yes, and immediately the angel of the Lord smote him, because he gave not the Most High the glory.
That's what he's for God. That's what he's for spirit. Because the scripture says that the Most High is not in his heart. So anything that happens on this earth, Esau wants to take the credit for himself.
I have none else.
Yeah. Like if the Lord does an earthquake or whatever, he'll say, it was science, the heart machine. He'll take the credit for himself, basically. He won't give the credit to the Lord. He doesn't fear the Lord. Not like Nebuchadnezzar when he got jacked up, turned into a mule. Then he humbled himself. That's why the Lord's coming to humble Esau, because he's too proud, man. He's never going to give credit to the heavenly Father for his son. But just like there are false leaders in this truth, you got guys in this truth that are doing the same thing, man.
Don't want to give the Most High the glory.
In 2 Peter it says, denying the Lord that brought them, man. The Lord's the one that opened your mind to this truth. The windows of your mind and all that, and started suffering with you. You knew you was an Israelite and all that, and now you've taken the truth and thrown it back in his face, basically, man. You keep saying basically, F you, I'm the truth, I'm the prophet. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord gonna jack a lot of these guys up, man. Because you're inconsiderate, man. You're insubordinate, man. You're dishonorable men, basically.
Because on what you're saying about like it's the Most High that opens you up, because hey, I'll speak for myself. Read the precepts before the Lord woke me up, right? And he's reading it, making bugged out conclusions as to what the scriptures is saying. But then the Lord came and through the apostles on down, right, made it supped and made it open, and now all of a sudden Matthew 1:1 makes sense. Genesis 1:1 makes sense. Exactly.
You got certain guys, they've got the Holy Spirit was dealing with them at a time, but now they've lost that oil, man. Like Nate, lost the oil.
When you're called, you were chosen.
Yeah, now he's become one of them foolish virgins, man. And he had the oil, but he started mistreating it, misusing it, man. Abusing the power that was given to him, and now he's lost the oil. Now he's teaching all these mad doctrines, hell doctrines. You might as well call yourself a fucking church, man. A mega church, man.
Yeah.
Servers, watch out, you can bring out servers. Hell doctrine. That's God, the gates of hell.
Yeah, new moons, the full moon, all kinds of butchery in the scriptures, man. He keeps adding and taking away from the scriptures, and then you know, goes back on his word, cutting himself, and then acts like he never said what he said. We got the receipts, man. You can't lie, man.
You record everything, man.
Everything's
You got
recorded.
everything on video. You can't sit there and deny it, man. You can't. Hey, don't say to the angel it's a mistake, man. You're not gonna be able to
Yeah.
say like that. It's been recorded in the heavens. It's been recorded as well.
Like you could, you actually end up putting your own foot in your own mouth.
Mm.
And the more you speak, is more you know, contradict yourself. Because you're a hypocrite, man. You're acting like you're telling the truth, but really you're lying. You're acting, man. You're a hypocrite. Because you know what you've done behind closed doors,
Yeah.
and you know the lies that you've been teaching.
Yeah. And you know what you're doing is off, man.
Yeah.
With certain of those things, they're basically coming in that come as you are spirit. You know, like the churches, like to the point now. You even have churches that say if you're an alphabet person, you can still come in and join. Smooth things, you know. But like, because for instance, the whole thing about the women's part of their congregation, they can come. If you've got an unbelieving wife, you got to put her away. That, I mean, yeah, that's absolute madness, man. Yeah,
That's BS, man.
but you know what? If I can say, that's because they're registered. They got to follow the laws of Esau, and then and then Esau's laws, man, because they talk about legal marriage, and in Esau's laws, you can't legally marry more than one person. Yeah, yeah,
Arab
man.
world, you know, many wives. A lot of them guys have like 4 or 5 wives, and it's normal. But over here in the West, yeah, like the brother said, it's illegal, which is stupid, man. It's illegal, but it's stupid because how are you going to regenerate, man?
Exactly. Well,
As I say, man, but this is the thing, though. Nate don't believe no more.
Mm.
He hasn't believed for a hot minute, right? He believes in America.
Using the dollar bill.
He believes in America, right? And this is why he stopped using the name, right? He doesn't like using that name, man, because it's fearful to use that name,
Yeah,
right? It's a fearful thing to use that name, man. That's why he doesn't really like using it. That's why he leave it open.
he was one of them guys in Act 5 who would say, "Speak not this name."
Good.
They don't want that. They don't want that.
Really commanding that.
And he was a former.
He'll throw it out now and again. Like I say, because you congregation putting pressure on him, man. They already possibly saying that, man. So he throws it out there now and again.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like using that name, man, because he stopped believing, man. And he don't want to implicate himself further by using that name. You know, with the Heavenly Father to really fuck him up.
Yeah, it's good though.
You know?
Let them carry on, man. Because when the Lord brings that judgment, man, you guys are gonna have no cloak for your sins, man. And then a lot of you gonna say, "Lord, Lord," and all that in that day. You're gonna say, "Yahweh Shai, and the Lord gonna say, "Fuck off," basically, man. I don't know you, Nick. You guys are niggas. You ain't over my flock, man. You ain't over my pastor, man. You guys are niggas, man. You misuse my word. You guys are murderers, man. You know? The Lord gonna destroy a lot of Jakes in these last days, man. Not just the 2/3 mainly, but guys that's in this show called in this truth. They're supposed to be knowing the truth. A lot of them are part of the 2/3 too, man. They don't even know it yet. Like they're acting like they're in the truth and all that. They're walking around blind and all that, teaching mad lies, not knowing that the Lord's gonna destroy them as well, man.
Hey, so because where's the proof gonna be when the MLTV comes, man?
Yeah, Mark of the Beast comes, which is coming now over here in Kenya. They said they're gonna chip all the newborn babies. So it's coming down to the wire. It's gonna be a time where there's gonna be no more excuses. Even the average citizens, they're going around different supermarkets saying, "Look at these biometric devices that they got in the store now. You got to click your hand on it." One of them said one is a biometric device that said one world order. You world order. It's a handheld device. You got to put your hand on it. And the bitch said, "Yeah, look, man, they want to put chips in people." That's just the average woman. And we're supposed to know better, man. We're supposed to be prophets, supposed to be knowing these things aforetime to warn our people. But you got guys in the street acting like we're just making this shit up. Like it can be anything else but the sea here. Guys are bugged out, man.
Acts 5, start from 27. And when they had brought them, they set them before the council. And the high priest asked them, saying, Did we not straightly command you that you should not teach in this name?
Yeah, so that's the spirit of Nathan.
Didn't they say, "Oh, I scorn at that name"? Where he said, but then he'll use it another time. So you're just bugged out, man. You're a double-minded man. You know. And again, men are not within that given to change, man. You use it when it suits you, man. That's why you're just a damn fucking hypocrite, right? But you said you blasphemed the Lord's name and everything, man.
Yeah.
You said all kinds of shit, right? But only what you don't want this name being preached. You don't, because otherwise you would teach a congregation that, and that's what you would, address the Most High as and the Son as, man, by their correct names, rather than these titles, Christ and Most High and stuff like this.
Yeah, because it's
You know?
stopping his money. It's
Yeah.
stopping his money, basically.
Because he needs to differentiate himself from like people like us. Because he's more commercial. He got commercial revenue coming in. You know? Whereas he can't be implicated with people like us. Because he's already demonized us, slandered us.
Yeah.
You know? Talking about raping and pedophilia, all this kind of all this madness.
Yeah.
Right? He's already trying to make us that the scum of the earth.
Yeah,
He's already done that, man. So he can't be the same. He can't do the same things we do or believe the same things we do. Because otherwise, they get implicated.
can't be associated. Yeah.
You know, that's right.
But this is it. Like as we always see, when Esau paints that brush on anything, he both like here it is. We're upstanding citizens, right? Yet when we walk out and about, Esau paint us with the same brush. He paints a 2-bit, ninja, right? But in the same breath, Esau will do that with his yeah, yeah, same brush, and yeah. And then they're going to do the same thing with his truth, which is why I don't get why these guys do it. Because when it comes to Esau's not going to be like, no. That's IUIC. They're okay. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he's the same brush, man. That time of tribulation and all of that insurrection and all that against them that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That means anyone that prophesies this word, man, anyone that listens to this truth, he's already got you on the red, blue list and green list, whatever list, man, black list. He's already got you on those lists, man. We're already
Project
targets.
Megiddo,
Yeah,
the Rex 84,
we're already
it's all like
targets.
that, man. They already know how they're gonna move on these routes, man. They already got that planned out.
Definitely.
That's why they do these drills, man. That's why they had Jade Helm and shit like that going down.
Yeah.
You know, for civil unrest.
Yeah.
Civil War just came out, the movie just came out, man. That was all about that.
They want to
You know?
outlaw the scriptures.
Yeah.
They want to outlaw you preaching the Bible and all that. So that means anyone, even these donuts in the damn plantation Christianity churches, man. They go out there on the streets preaching the Bible. They're likely to get hemmed up and arrested and put into prison, man.
Okay. It's
How
like
much more us, guys?
so. Just before we get a piece of because that clip of that Israeli woman from a couple of months ago, basically saying our biggest threat is the the blacks in America. Yeah, exactly.
While they're getting bombed by so-called Hamas. She's talking about the blacks in America.
Exactly.
People didn't even scratch their head and put 2 and 2 together.
Yep.
Because people are just walking in ignorance, man. They're naive. They
Yeah,
don't understand that we're the biggest threat to Esau's New World Order, man.
right.
Us waking up the Valley of the Dry Bones, us standing up in the exceeding great army spiritually, not no physical militia and all that. It's putting fear in these devils' eyes, man, because they paid a hell of money to hide this truth, man. And now it's coming out that we're the Israelites and we're the true color of the Lord, and all these things, and they can't hide it no more, man. The internet's fucking exposed them all. It's basically like a spill the beans on their whole fucking empire, all their lies and treachery. Yeah, the whole operation's been exposed. So now they want to get rid of us, man.
So finishing off Acts 5:48, saying, "Did we not straightly command you?" Because even with this precept as well, because they feared the people, when they went and took the apostles, they took them peaceably from the multitude because they knew if they went and ruffled them up, that ultimately they get attacked by the people. And that's the same tactics that these devils are executing. Because ultimately speaking, like the scripture says, you could do nothing against the truth but for the truth. So even when they try to badly publicize us, people, their elect will still be awakened through that because they're going to go do the research and figure out. Yeah.
So no matter what, guided by the Spirit. It's not about Esau and what his distractions are and that. They're there to always be guided to the truth.
It's like as well, and this whole thing with Israel and Hamas has made people start questioning every single thing Esau says. You'll be seeing it online now. He will be like, "This is happening," and then people, yeah, but is it though? you know? Yeah. Yeah.
And even like other nation politicians and that, they're coming and saying basically them Israelis, they ain't really got rights to that land, man. They stole the land because they're not the real people of the land, man.
And
Everyone's
this is
coming
the
to
crazy
find
thing,
out.
right? Because the only thing that links to that land is the scriptures, supposedly, right?
And
But
1948,
anytime anything happens, though, no one brings out those scriptures, though. No one talks about the scriptures at all. It's just a de facto state now. It's just that's what it is. That's what it says.
the only claim they got to that land is 1948. So-called. And even they said they lost this week. There was a guy that got exposed for basically pushing a false hollow hoax accusation, saying that he was there and all that. Or
Yeah, I
he
saw
got
that.
caught
I
out.
saw that. I
So
saw
that
that.
means that they've been lying from the
Yeah.
jump.
Yeah, because that's what I was gonna say as well. So like, because like when that woman's saying that, if once people start being like, "Yo, these are the real children of Israel," the Germans they're gonna be like, "So why were we giving them all of this money for all of these years?" You go, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh, that was it with Jesse. Was it Jesse Owens, the sprinter? During the Olympics in Germany, when Hitler, he was basically saying how the history, can double check it, but in the history allegedly, he said he was treated better, or basically the reports say he was treated better by Hitler than he was by the American president. You know?
That's why it was so called exterminating those small hat rats. But they're a bunch of rats. They're liars, man. They're supposed to be exterminated. We're going to exterminate them after 1,000 years, man. Hitler had the right idea. But you can't say that too loud. Then they're going to start linking up Jake with the Nazi and all that. Trying to say we're in that, it's just it's BS. It's the truth, though. Because the biggest terrorists on the face of the earth are you Europeans, man. You so-called white people. It's in the pudding, man. The proof's in the pudding. Your acts, all the shit that you've done. I just watched this new docu-series called Michael Palin in Nigeria, man. It's shown on Channel 5. When you watch that shit, you just get vexed, man. This devil's walking around Nigeria acting like his people didn't come around and destroy the whole land, enslave those people. And he's saying, oh, well, I'm sorry, I feel bad and all that. Like, fuck your sorries, man. Your people colonize our people, still eating. And the fact that you're even in the land today shows that you're still eating off the fact your forefathers enslaving our people.
That's it.
So we can't believe they have to walk down this road. And this is basically it's the end of the world for them. When they get into the ships, they call it the place, the end of the world, something like that. And they get into the ships and then they carted off to the west, slavery. And he said, I can't believe they had to walk down here and they drunk this bowl of water and that was it. You devils, man, you got hell to pay, man. You got fucking hell to pay. You devils are not gonna escape nothing.
Micah 2 and 2. And they convert fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. You're the greatest oppressor that's ever existed, man, ever. Me and bro, we was talking about it earlier. You got islands down in Argentina. Hell, you got the whole land of America, man.
Yeah.
That wasn't yours. How did you get that? By violence. By oppressing other peoples, man, and stealing it from them.
Like people was quote Jeremiah 50 and 33. Children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. By who? Who's the common denominator? The so-called white man, the devil, man, incarnated, man. He's the ultimate terrorist of the earth, man. The ultimate thief of the earth. That's why there's no peace on this earth, man. Anywhere you go, there's all kinds of turmoil going around because the so-called white man's in rulership, man.
Back to the horses, the red horse.
Yeah, the red horse.
The red horse.
Yeah, he's the red horse, man.
Take peace from the earth.
That's why the pale horse is coming out. Because that time of judgment's on the earth, where his people are gonna get jacked the fuck up. The Lord's about to jack everyone up on this earth. It's not part of the elect, man. Everyone but the elect are gonna get jacked the fuck up on this earth.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. Your time of judgment is coming, man. For all the wickedness that you've done. You act like that you can absolve yourself from the crimes, man. Because you're empowered, you got the ability to do that. But there's one greater empowered than you, who is coming to judge. And what you gonna say and what you gonna do in that day? Nothing. You're gonna have to take your punishment, man. You'll be held accountable for your actions.
Ezekiel 28 and 9, right? Would I say before him that slaved thee that thou am God? Nah, neighbor though, man. Yeah.
It's coming in that white horse. Represents what power, man.
Esau doesn't believe in violence when it's against him. That's the only time he doesn't believe in violence, man. Forgiveness. That's what he believes then. Hypocrite.
He's done. It's the fact that it's to this day, right? Because when you look at these countries and you look at like Congo is the best example. When you look at like a lot of today's machinery, Congo is a really important part of that driving force, right? So why is Congo poor, right? People are, oh, because the leaders are corrupt. Yeah, your leaders are corrupt, right? They go over there, start coups, and do and make processes that basically make sure that those people in that land cannot progress. Puppet leaders. Yeah, yeah, and the proof of that, which the Spirit made me go into a couple of months ago, was how they set up how they took over Japan after the World War. They kept the emperor at the time to be a puppet so that they could force their transition, and that's recorded history. Yeah,
They ain't trying to fuck the fucking health service with
yeah,
America, man. They got nuked twice.
yeah,
Those of their people got killed. So for what reason? Like, no reason. They just wanted to throw bombs at me, man.
yeah.
And what did you do in return? Nothing. And you're still an ally to them to this fucking day, man. You got garrisons up in there. They're raping your women and shit. Your men probably. You know. And you just sit back and do nothing, man.
Yeah.
That's why when the time World War III comes, man, Japan, when they get the opportunity, man,
Yeah,
they want to precise, man. Most are gonna make sure.
Yeah.
You know.
First chapter, 14. The great day of the Lord Yahweh is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh, the mighty.
I can say we're looking forward to that, man. We're hastening it because there's nothing but wickedness and injustice on earth, right? You know, as you just read, you know, Esau come will just take your shit. Ain't nothing you can do about it. He's gonna sit there and be like, cool, you know.
About London black artifacts that he stolen.
Yeah.
Hundreds of years ago,
Yeah.
and then he'll be the same one, like to say, like Germany, like you said, like Germany still got to make sure that they pay reparations to the spies.
Yeah.
Why don't you pay back reparations for all of those countries that
Exactly.
you fucked over?
Exactly.
Like, because it doesn't serve you.
You know, he needs to keep up that lie. So yeah, them man must have to keep paying, right? To keep that going, right? But anything that is nothing to do with lies, he gonna keep, man. He gonna keep. He say if he wants to loan it back to you, he gonna make money off it. You know, because he's the devil.
And you know he's gonna have some mercenary destroy it whilst it's in your country and be like, see, this is why we kept it.
Man got money, man got everything, man. Like, if he doesn't even belong in this country, man have got.
Exactly.
You know, and why is it here? So it could be in a museum or in some vault that Esau's got in his private residence. You know what I'm saying?
Even in London, but you go, like they got like the animals fucked up. Go to London Zoo, they're like, here is the wild lion of sub-Saharan Africa. Here is the elephant.
Exactly. Man's hurt.
Yeah, bro. Go over to like 5 minutes down. There is the Asian elephant. Yeah, and
Isaiah 14 and 6. That's chapter 5. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked,
Yep.
and the scepter of the ruler.
Yeah, man, this system, this country, or this empire, the American empire is falling apart, man. That's why you got certain states, the cities and states turn into ghost towns in America, man. Apostle did a video on LA, downtown LA is looking like a ghost town right now for lease. Everything's for lease, and the scriptures say that woe unto you that are settled on your lease. Well, it says that in the scriptures, man. I was gonna read that precept as well, but that's Zephaniah 1 and all that. Woe unto you that inhabitants of Mektesh.
Yeah, America's ready to shut shop, man.
Yeah.
It's done.
Been done. Yep. Yeah.
Turning into ghost towns,
Yep.
why? Because the Lord's setting the stage to bring total destruction through that whole land. That whole land is going to become the forbidden zone, man.
Yeah.
They didn't say that in Planet of the Apes for no reason, man. America, that mainly New York, became the forbidden zone for a reason. Because it became uninhabitable, man. There was no supposed to be no humans left in that whole land. That's what's going to happen to America, man. That place is cursed.
What was it?
Yeah, and Esau Edom's cursed too. The Lord doesn't love Esau Edom. Never has, and he never will, man. The Lord changeth not, man. I don't care what one body in Baal say, man. The Lord never loved Esau, man. Just by the way Esau looks, how can the Lord love him, man? He's got a curse for leprosy, man. What the fuck is your problem, man? The Lord loves Edom, loves Esau, but he hates Jacob. How can he hate Jacob, man?
Promised to love Jacob, man. He promised it. Like he can't.
Abraham came out of Jacob, man. Or Abraham came back through that line of Jacob, man. So how can he hate Jacob when he made that covenant with Abraham, our forefathers, man?
We're bound by a bond that can't be broken. So even because I was saying the other day, man, it's like you got children, right? They piss you off sometimes, man. doing some stupidness.
Yeah.
That's us.
We still love
We're
them.
doing some stupidness, right?
We
And,
still
and the
love
Lord
them.
had to put the hard chastisement on us, man. But what did the Lord always say? Not for your destruction.
Yeah, not good.
It was never to do away with us like that.
Yeah.
Because there had to be a time, an opportunity for us to come back,
Yeah, that was
right?
really how it
That's
shine.
who Yahweh Shai, man. That's why he was sent in the first place, man, to bring us back into the family, man.
Silence.
You know, to stop, so we can stop being bastards, man. We can stop being fucking harlots and going off with all these different nations, idols and shit, man.
What philosophy?
That's it,
That's it.
right? Yahweh Shai brought us back into the frame by marrying him or marrying us to him. You know, so we were one big family again, man. Because the Lord loves us. Otherwise, he would never do that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have done that, man. And the
Yeah.
fact the Lord knew that that was the process we was going to go through in the first place, because Moses told us that the blessings and the curses they were going to come upon us. So he's already known that this was the process that was going to take place. If the Lord already knew that, why would he start that process if he just loved us in the first place? Fuck that.
Why would he go all that way just to discard us to the end?
Only it didn't matter what we did, the Lord was always going to have us back. Because that's the way the Most High designed it. You know?
And what's the
So it's
point?
bullshit
What's the
what
point
they're
of
talking
Yahweh
about,
Shai
man.
coming back if he's going to destroy us? Yahweh Shai has his people, man. Yahweh Shai is the Israelite himself. So why would he destroy his own people if his own son is coming to rule the whole earth?
The Most High still calls himself the God of Israel, man.
Yeah. Power of Jacob.
Yeah.
Ain't no power of Esau. Esau ain't got no power, man. Esau thinks he's the power. Esau thinks he's the Most High, man, because of his technology and all that, man. Yeah. Oppenheimer, all them devils, man. All them scientists and all that. He thinks he thinks he's the Most High. That's why he painted himself in that likeness, man. As the Most High. No one else has done that, man. Every other nation has their own gods and all that. All the Shivas and all this other BS out here, the Muhammad's. But Esau actually painted himself as the God of the Israelites, man.
Yeah.
And as Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
Then he pushed that name Jesus to Christ, which means nothing. Jesus is a name that doesn't mean anything, man.
If I come back to when you read a Revelation 11:8 speaking about where also our Lord was crucified, right? That got that word going in, basically crossing out, because when you look at Hollywood, they're always pushing that image. Like for instance, yeah, like with like Ashton Kutcher, where he'll have like a long hair and a beard. Oh, he looks like Jesus. All of that spirit, and that as Apostle Aramov says, that word inculcation, right? That constant repetition to the end that people believe it. You know? Yep.
I'm blowing that gospel just for us. Esau used it against us. Acting like we was even though we went off, he was acting like we was the children of Satan and he was the righteous, man. And that's why he was persecuting us, saying we got to whip you and all this because you guys are savages and all that. But really, he's the savage.
Number one. Yeah. The history says that when these these so-called white people landed in Jonestown, right, in America, that basically because they weren't able to survive the first winter, right, basically now when you look in history in the archaeology, they found a bones consistent with cannibalism, right? Because basically they had to exhume and to start eating the people that had died, man, because they couldn't survive. But they're gonna call us savages. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not cleaning themselves, you know.
We lost savages, sticks and wetbacks. But look at your heritage, your history, man. When have you ever seen Jake in a damn mountain running on all fours and all that? Hairy as hell, like a damn wildebeest, man. Like a Sasquatch and all that.
Like on the way here, like there's numerous of these so-called Edomite scholars that push that whole doctrine of you only have to shower
Yeah.
once in a once a week, some once a month, all sorts of fucking.
Nasty.
Yeah.
So all them.
Yeah. 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 Dude.
The sulfurs and it's
Okay.
He's trying to be like, he got something, man.
Oh, man.
That guy's, well
Yeah.
amongst them heathens.
Yeah, that's nasty, man. Okay. I work with one Asherite chick, right? And then because in Brazil it gets humid, so that she was like we shower like twice a day. She was like that's normal for us. But she was like when I went to France, oh man, them niggas stank. He said them Edomites stank, man. Oh man, through through. Oh, Elam is what oh man.
Yo, curry powder smell everywhere, man. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You got bathing curry powder.
Bro, even the women have beetles, bro.
Oh man.
The worst, man. As soon as
Yeah, it's like it's in their hair and that. Like,
we're gonna put you in same. You heathens are not fighting.
oh,
One way or another, you guys need to be
Rolled over. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
had to live right, had to eat right, not just eat anything that comes out of the fucking ocean, how to cleanse yourself properly, not smelling like curry powder and all
Yeah.
this shitlings and all that, man,
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to, that's why the Lord gave us a dietary law and all these
That's it.
things, man.
That's it.
That shit comes out in your pores, man.
That's right. The scripture said the earnest expectation of the creatures for the manifestation of the sons of God.
Look
You
at
know?
me, Lord needs it. Yeah, man. He's a revamp. I know, it's refreshing.
It needs the stewards of the earth to
Mm.
arise, man, and direct this place proper.
So,
Because that's what our purpose is.
That's it, really.
That's what we're here to fulfill, man. Under Yahweh Shai, we're commanded to steward the earth.
We're the only
guide
ones that
it.
can do it.
yeah. Yeah, when we're renewed, right? Because it's like because scripture says in Surah 10 set up over it one that is profitable. Because the Lord allowed us once, but that we was in his flesh. And in his flesh we went off. We started. You saw. We read the Judges. You know. Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Revamp, man. You
Yeah.
need to start
Start
fresh.
fresh.
Destroy this system altogether.
Yeah.
Start all new,
Yeah.
based on the scriptures, man.
That's it.
Because this is the true way of life, man. This is what Yahweh Shai was talking about. He is the way and the truth of the life. He is the word, man. Incarnated, man. He resided in the volume of the book. So if you follow these words, man, in the Bible, you can't go wrong, man. You can't make a misstep. Because everything's will work out the way it's supposed to work out if you follow the orders of the Lord, man.
This is your wisdom in the sight of the heathen.
That's it.
Share that wisdom.
Yeah. Isaiah 2 and the start from 2. Yeah, go on. And it shall come to pass in the last days, meaning it's gonna happen, man, in the near coming future. Go ahead, Al. That the mountain of the Lord house shall be established in the top of the mountains. What does the mountain represent? The mountain represents the government. So we're going to be the top government on the earth, starting with the elect. Over there in the land of Israel, when the Lord comes back, he's going to take us back to the land. Not that we're supposed to go back there ourselves and occupy different parts of the land. Because right now, the land's occupied by a bunch of heathen. And the land's barren, man. The land's not fruitful. That land's under a perpetual curse right now. Until the Lord comes back, destroys that land with a nuclear fire, and the smoke clears, and then we go over that land, go back to that land by way of Yahweh Shai, the angels. Then the land's going to be under a blessing again. And the land's going to be fruitful. It's going to yield its full strength, and it's going to be like a new Eden, a new Eden, man. Literally, in the garden in Eden, Eastwood and Eden. Yeah, it's going to be like how it was during the Mesopotamian times and all that, man. The fertile crescent and all that. It's going to be fruitful. That's not happening right now. You got the people over there in Palestine fighting for food, man. They have been starved out. But I thought that land was the land flowing with milk and honey. They can't even get no trade in
All
that
that
land.
says rubbles and holes, man.
Yeah, it's holes and rocks, catacombs, dungeons and all that, man. With stones and rocks, all old relics. You can see how it used to look in the ancient world from old pictures and stuff. But now it's just all stones and rubble, man. So that place is cursed. So until the Lord destroys it and puts the real children of Israel back in the land, you see you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, then we'll be blessed as a people, and we're going to be the new government on the face of the earth, above all governments, as he said.
And shall be exalted above the hills,
And
and
above the hills, above all small nations, all smaller governments, bigger government, whatever. We're going to be the top of the top, man. Just like you got the bankers now.
It was smaller than mountains, man.
Yeah.
You know, a lot
Yeah.
smaller, right? Because they're below us. You know, and the mountains up in the sky somewhere, man. Above in the clouds and shit, man. The hills are just here, you know.
Summit and all that. Yeah.
That's it, man. So we rule over the other nations, just like we're supposed to.
Yeah, looking down upon them. But they're below us, man. The Lord said that we're supposed to, we're natural born rulers, man. These other nations, they're natural born servants.
Which is why, as yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, that's why even now in this lower state, Jake, as soon as they get a bit of something, they want to floss, man. 'Cause it's on our DNA, you know. Yep, yep, yep. Shine. Yeah.
That's spiritual example. He's got all the money in the world, but he'll never dress himself and adorn himself.
Yeah.
Bling and none of that stuff. Like even the royals, man. They
Yeah.
wear suits and ties, you know.
Yeah.
They don't adorn themselves in that royal apparel unless it's for like a ceremony or
Yeah.
something like that. Because their natural spirit is not of that, man.
Yeah.
Their spirit is not of that kind of glory.
And because like I said, when they did, like you see with King Charles and was coronated, it didn't look right. It didn't look right.
He took the bling out the gold and the jewels.
No, I'm saying wigs and stuff like that. That would never belong to us. That's not really their style anyway, man. You know, that's why they dress up in their suits. That's their style. You know.
I mean,
Even when you watch some of the old dark ages, like even like during the Tudor times, when you see like you see Jake wearing
you can't make that up. Look at the J. He's got king on his cap and gold and bling. That's the spirit. Yeah.
He saw a spirit of like the spirits of a slave, a servant.
Yep.
He's acting like he says, man. See servants upon horses. He's on his high horse right now. But the Lord's about to kick him off that high horse, man.
What Esau is now, right now, is a slave master. That's who he is. You know, he's not glorious. He's not. What part of Esau is glorious? Like he might have nice things. He might have a nice mansion or whatever, man. But I guarantee you, give Jake the same money to build his own yard, it's gonna look different. It's not because Jake would buy someone else's yard. If they get that money, they buy someone else's mansion that they left or whatever, man. If Jake made their own yard, it'd be different, man.
Yeah.
You should know it. You know it would be.
Even like something as carnal as like exhibit pick my right. You know when Jake
Yeah. Oh, he's spinning around. Oh, shit. God.
Interior lighting.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He had
the nitros on there.
Jake took suspension and it made the cars jump.
Yo.
Yeah. That's it.
Man, go over there to the west and bring that fucking Oprah, man. I want that gold with the Oprah. That top gold. Bring that in so I can build my temple, man. And build my house. 5 years, 10 years. Don't care.
Yeah.
7 years. And he must have known he actually was
Yeah. Oh, because
I was gonna say, because he like, remember, he made the house of the Lord, right? His house is bigger.
yeah, took
He's
longer.
bigger than
Yeah.
that, so you know it's mad. Isn't it?
Takes up. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Okay. Oh, if I remember correctly, the Queen of Sheba said her spirit faded. Basically, she's like spirit. She was like, oh shit. Yep. Yeah.
Silver was stone and whatever. Some people was doing it, man. You know, it didn't last long though. That's the issue.
That's what I'm saying. Foreshadowing the things to come. So in the kingdom, you don't even matter. That's why Lord's eyes couldn't see.
Yeah.
The kingdom's just gonna be decked out. Like it's gonna be too much. Like, you're just gonna be in awe of what you're seeing, man. Imagine seeing a whole city decked out in gold.
Mm.
Cities paved with like roads paved with
Yeah,
gold.
yeah,
Man.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
All the
that's
stones
that's
and that,
different
like,
level, man. Like,
Look at this world right now. See that, man?
never see that.
Nothing comparison to that.
A
We
golden
still can't do
city.
that.
Come on, man. You only see that in Hollywood movies with CGI.
Okay.
Jeremiah 10 and 16. The portion of Jacob is not like them,
yeah.
for he is the former of all things.
So that's what we say as well. Like the scripture says that all nations are gonna look to us pretty much for the way of living, for the way of being. And they're gonna like come to us to find out the ways of Yahweh and our Shai. These people are claiming to be the people of the Lord, and all they're getting is criticism from the people. You look on all of these social media outlets, and they're just criticizing the small hat, saying, "How the fuck are these supposed to be the people
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
Lord?"
yeah. Yeah. Well, most of them are atheists. Mm. Yeah.
Who said the nations are gonna learn the war no more? When the true Israelites are in power, the nations are gonna learn war no more. Meaning there ain't gonna be no World War IV.
Yeah.
If there is, it's gonna be fought with sticks and stones because there ain't gonna be no weapons of mass destruction on the earth no more. It's gonna be destroyed, man.
Go, make them come back.
That's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because even the scripture say these I'm paraphrasing. These words they should be no longer anymore afterwards.
Yeah.
After they use that bit, they never return again.
Can't
I can't remember exactly how it goes.
spare no arrows. Yeah. Send them all. Yeah. Oh, like you know the scene in X-Men Apocalypse, man, when he just overtakes everyone and then all of them just turn the keys and press the buttons. All of them. All of them. Yeah. Beautiful scenes. Yeah.
Israel is the Lord of his inheritance, the Lord of hosts is his name.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And all nations shall flow unto it,
Yeah.
and many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob.
Nobody's trying to go there now. Like, there's no reason to go to Israel right now. Like, what are you gonna go there for the Wailing Wall and then
Yeah.
like, there's nothing.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Not because to see the rest of the Lord or to see the laws. They ain't teaching the laws. They ain't doing
It's
that.
just it's just bugged out Black Americans, man, and Ghanaians. It's just keeping it real. You know.
I'm afraid of a death.
Banging his head on the way to the wall.
Looking dumb as hell.
Stupid, man. And he's been knowing that we're the Jews because he said it on the podcast. He said we're the black Jews and that. So he's been knowing that we're the Israelites, man. But he's of the world, man. So the Lord will destroy him. Yeah, the Lord will destroy him, dumbass.
Yeah.
All them niggas in the world, they all know, man.
I know.
They all know that we're the Israelites, man. But they sold out.
Like the clip, I forgot who shared it in the chat, but and basically it was that woman, and she was basically saying different names. It said Kanye, and it's just the Hebrew Israelites. Yeah, yeah.
And he said, they were telling him you're an Israelite. He said, yeah, I know, brother. And all that. And he walked away. They all know, man.
They know, but they ain't gonna do shit.
They're fearful, man.
Yeah,
They fear Esau. They don't fear
they're
the Lord.
engrafted in this world, man.
Yeah.
They're part of the fucking furniture.
They're scared
And
of
they're not
Esau.
prepared to give up their goods and their position in this place, man.
And they ain't willing to suffer for the Lord either, man. Because they're ultimately coming to this truth. You got to suffer, man. You got to give up the wealth for this world. You got to be willing to lose more than to gain.
Yeah.
These niggas ain't willing to do that. That's why they sell out for cheap, 360 deals and all that. Whatever it is, they sell out quickly, man, because they ain't willing to suffer.
Yeah, they're not ready to be hated. I mean, I said that's why they sold out, because they sold out because it was looking for that love. But then they're gonna go from getting all that love to being persona non grata, man. Yeah. Well, yeah.
All they want to see you is there.
They're
All
gonna,
them
yeah,
celebrities are
promote
going
it.
to be advertising. They're going to take the majority of them are going to take that chip. Even Diddy is wicked ass, man.
True.
They all
Don't
going to
don't
take that.
don't make them make you think that they won't take it. Because you know some of them speak against these types of things, man. Don't think for a second they won't take it. Because they got everything riding on taking it
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because then these not men of faith. And so they'll break. They'll break under that pressure. They all will.
So they need so like without Esau, they have no power, man. A lot of these celebrities, if they didn't get the fame and the left hand power from Esau, they'd be looked at as normal. Like, can you imagine like a guy like Diddy as a normal guy? Like
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Like, no one's famous. If you're a funny nigga, that's
At the barber shop. Yeah. Hey, Park said that, man. That demon, right? That two wearing demon, man. What did he was like, oh, back in the day, you women weren't checking for me. Now I'm rich and famous. Now you're all checking for me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Like Prince and MJ like was the guy. He had people fainting. The Don. But
Yeah.
look how he look at
Yeah.
what's
sad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is it. Man was physically having to bear shows that man could never physically probably do.
Yeah.
And man didn't even make it anyway.
That's a show, man. That's why Nathan and they need to take a look at what the handiworks of the celeb world, man. Because anyone that's made a deal with the devil, that Faustian bargain, where did they end up, in the grave or in the jail cell somewhere, man? They never made it out. They never went to sail off into the sunset and enjoyed their wealth, man. They all died. Even Michael Jackson, as wealthy as he is, he got destroyed. He got put to death. Prince, all these guys, Whitney Houston, they all got put to death,
That's why
man.
they say you don't ever dance with the devil, man.
Don't dance with the devil, man. Fuck that suitcase of money. You should have told him, take that suitcase and give it to a charity or something, man.
Yeah.
You should have took that money. Now you've been compromised and that you haven't repented. So if you carry on the way you're going, you're gonna get destroyed, man.
Yeah.
All of them. And even like one of the ways that Esau destroys a lot of these celebs is through Eve as well, and the woman. Like there's a lot of Jake celebrities that are bankrupt because they're paying money to a black black woman from the hood, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and Esau's skimming money off the top.
Yep,
as well.
NFL. There was a clip. Well, because it was a draft, did it? It was a clip. One J, he just got in. I think he had a Becky as a girlfriend. His mom's was like, "Nah, I already know what this bitch is going to."
Isaiah 28 verse 15. Because you have said, we have made a covenant with death, made these deals with Esau. I think he's going to go after you, man. That the crumbs that he's going to give you, he's going to sustain you, right? Because it's just crumbs at the end of the day. We all know they earn 1,000 times more than what you're earning, man. You know, they exploit you, man. You know that, man. But because you're doing better than other Jake, better than most people, you're happy with that.
Yeah.
You know?
You say because that reminded me of when the high priest was like, "Lest they come and take our seats." Right, because they're like, look, I'm doing good. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose the goodies that I've got. As long as I'm doing better than the rest of Jake, then that's cool. They don't mind. They like what was it? They like the status quo.
Because you're supposed to be king of prince, right?
Mm.
But you're nothing but a slave still, man.
Yeah.
Esau is the real king of this world, prince of this world, man. But you're happy to be subservient to him. But that's not who we're supposed to be. We're meant to be above him.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the difference between the elect men and Jakes of this world, because the Jakes of this world, they sell out, but it's only it benefits them.
Yeah.
They're people that's around and they're still suffering, man.
Yeah.
You know, they're still hurting, man. But in the kingdom, we're all gonna be on the on the level, man. We're all gonna be wealthy and all that. We're not. They're gonna be no poor Israelite. Yeah. There ain't gonna be no such thing as a poor Israelite in the kingdom, man. So that's the difference between these niggas on this side and in the kingdom of heaven, man. We're all gonna be, you know, situated. We're all gonna be, sovereigns basically in the earth. Ain't gonna just be one of us and then looking down on the rest of us coming through the hood in the hoopty and that. You know, ain't gonna be that. That's wicked. Yeah, that's being selfish, man. What about your people, man? That's why Yahweh Shai's coming. He's coming to save his little brethren as well. He's not coming to just chill by himself, because it'll be boring. Imagine Yahweh Shai just being in the earth, ruling on these ones, like, and having not the rest of us.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
crackhead sitting on the corner, homeless. Yeah, Yahusha ain't gonna enjoy himself.
Well, who wants to run a kingdom like that anyway? Yeah, that's
Esau.
Esau.
Yeah.
He has to pass 14 and himself from 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods.
Esau doesn't care about the plight of his own people, the situation, the sort of circumstances he's put them in. He don't care as long as he's doing good. He don't care what whatever the rest of the world is doing. He doesn't give a shit, man. He could burn. He'll just find another fucking planet. That's his mentality. Because you see it in his movies, Elysium and stuff like that. He will let the Earth just destroy itself, and as long as he's on a space station somewhere, he don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He's eating good. He's eating real lamb and beef and shit while you're trying to find insects and shit, man. Because WF want you to eat insects and shit for normal food.
You saw an article. It said that Klaus Schwab said that he's gonna make people eat dung for steak, man. In the future, he wants to make people eat dung and steak. So that while they're eating sumptuously, living a life, so the lavish life, that rich lifestyle, he wants to basically goy him to be suffering eating shit steaks and all that, man.
Baked
Eating
meat,
insects.
3D printed food,
Yeah.
all this stuff, Silent Green.
That's wickedness,
You know?
man.
So Esau don't give a damn, man. But for us, it's not going to be like in our kingdom, man. Our people are going to be catered for, taken care of, man. We're all going to be on a higher level. Yes, there's rank and there's order. The elect, they're obviously going to be on a higher level.
Even the least of us.
But the least of us, man, are going to be great.
Wealthy as a Rothschild. That's the least.
Greater.
of us.
Right? They're
Greater
going to be blinged out and all kinds of things. But this is going to be rank and order, like there always has been.
We're all gonna have land. We're all gonna have. We're gonna be main sovereigns of the earth. We're gonna have different lands and all that to rule over countries. We're gonna be ruling over, and then we're gonna have exoplanets as well. There's other planets we're gonna rule in the galaxy. Esau's trying to, that's only can only dream of fathom of going. We're actually gonna go to these different places, different stratosphere, different Milky Ways. We're gonna rule different planets, man. Brothers might even have their own planets, man. That's how much of a blessing the Lord's gonna bless brothers with, man. It's gonna be unimaginable, man.
Can I ask you this quickly?
On top of that, we're gonna have spiritual power as well.
That's it. Yeah, I had it back to you, bro. I just want to get this quickly, man. This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 17. But whosoever have this world's good, and see his brother have need, and shut up of his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him?
Yeah.
Right? So in the kingdom, like I said, that's not going to happen anyway, man. But Esau, he doesn't give a shit. He will see his brother, he'll drive down his Maybach through the street and see his own people on the street begging and shit. Esau don't give a fuck. Esau don't care. He knows he can help that.
Yeah.
Well, right now, man. In LA, downtown LA, looking like a ghost town, but then you got Hollywood Boulevard. Where niggas got stars on the concrete, and they got celebs that live in that area, Hollywood Boulevard. But down the road, you got it's a ghost town. You got the homeless, the Skid Row, tent cities, and all that. People living in shitty circumstances, literally. Eating and shit and pissing where they live.
Like, even if you didn't like Jake, right? Because he's not like Jake anyway, but just for your city-state sake, man, raise them up, innit? So, like, 'cause why would you want to? How could that? Well, that's why a lot of Edomites are moving out, because they don't want to be around that environment, man. But Esau doesn't care. He'll let that city crumble, man. But that's why America's crumbling. He doesn't know how to look after nothing.
Yeah.
Detroit's been like that. Motor City and all that.
Houses gone. Fuck, bro.
It's like a plague throughout the different states of America.
Yeah.
Like I showed you, America's done, man. The streets are going to be boarded up pretty much soon. Then there's going to be like smart cities. That's why the smart city things are going to start coming in as a major thing, because all these major cities are going to be shut down, man.
Well, here in the UK, they brought this Rwanda thing into the
And
yeah, and he even had one politician. He got asked by a Congolese guy. He was like, "Yo, my family are currently living in a state where they're fighting basic people from Rwanda. If they was to flee persecution and come here, what would you end up migrating, moving them back?" And then the Edomite was like, "What's Congo and Rwanda? Are they the same?"
Wow. Oh yeah, and when you look into that, basically they're saying it's going to cost like $1 million per refugee, and then people are like, "But you could have just housed them for cheaper." Yeah. But ultimately, because when it's like brother said, the Ukraine situation. You know. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's Sirach if you have Salah. I said that's Sirach if you have need of thee. All right, Salah. Hey, Salah, hey, bro. Salah, yeah. That's it.
This is why he don't deserve to exist.
Yeah.
Because he can't do right. He can't do right. Because he's the devil. He can't do right. He's not meant to do right. Right? So the only thing right he's going to do is build our kingdom. That's the only thing he's going to do right. And afterwards, after he's finished, you don't need him.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It was a contract on a 1,000-year contract. Yeah. That's it.
Treat you exactly how you treat everybody else, man.
Yeah. That's it. That's it.
Verse 12, 14, and 5. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's it. Like Jake, especially like Jake, that's in London, because he's Londoners, man. They're very quick with their actions. So Jake in London legit thinks Esau's not racist. That it's funny, right? But then when you go out of London, because things are a little bit slower, like in London, someone may just look at you real quick, but they'll actually stare at you and be like, "Yo, like what you doing here?" You know?
St. George's celebration in central London with the EDF. And then them English people ain't for no other
Exactly.
races. Man.
Exactly. Exactly.
They want England to be there.
Yeah.
They're saying they're taking our jobs and all of that.
Yeah.
Still pushing that same taking our jobs and all this. Like them EDF, they don't like the other
Yeah.
other nations.
Yeah.
They want out of England, man.
That's
So
it.
that shows you that England's not for all nations, man.
Yeah.
You know, this is a racist empire.
Just like America, Jake, really. When the Constitution was made, it wasn't with you in mind.
That's it. You're still 3/5 of a man at that time.
That's right. All these guys in America had
Yeah.
nothing to do, man.
Yeah.
Who's the workhorse?
That's it. And that's, when you look into the whole immigration thing, because I was a reasoning with someone on the whole, like these East Asian nations having a low birth rate, and they pointed out that actually British people have a low birth rate. It's the immigrants that make it seem otherwise. So when you actually look at because the statistics people in the UK, basically they have births per woman for each like borough in England, right? And then basically the boroughs where you got immigrants, the minorities, that's the ones that are having children. But the Edomite boroughs, the women ain't having children. Yeah, 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 yeah. Because that's near Holland Park, which is like a super expensive part of London. You know? Yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Exactly. 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 Yeah, real talk, real talk. Real talk. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that's what they say. When you get certain places that are where you're like, why is a sandwich, for example, £20? It's yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So that it's to ensure that there are no niggas there. You know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the one. Through. In ends. In ends. In ends. And yeah, yeah. But certain places have a spirit on them where it's like Tottenham will always be Tottenham. You can proof is Brixton. Right? That's been a long running project. Yeah, long running projects. But like the spirit of that area is still what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
That's known for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, all these private buildings be going up, man. Pushing people out because they can't afford these rents that they're asking, man. London Borough is not keeping up with providing council houses for the poor. They're not.
Yeah.
So what they're getting pushed out further and further. That's why you see more and more homeless people on the streets now.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
Times that people shall multiply.
Yeah.
Times that are coming into now. Times of great death, great mourning, famine, shortness of supplies and resources. It's gonna get more chaotic. But this is what Esau wants. He wants that
Yeah.
man.
And one of the things as well with the whole COVID thing is is the whole work from home. So then what happened was people moved outside. So now you're having like you can't even because you had the London workers that said, "Oh, I'm just going to move to this other part of town, right? This other part of England." Then those house prices went up. So then the locals there started getting hurt, right? And then you just basically seeing it where everywhere's unaffordable now, you know? Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
And now those type of people over there, but they're not used to the London expenses and the
Yeah.
price of the property. So a lot of people down themselves are
Yeah,
struggling, man.
hurt. Yes. Yeah.
You're already seeing it, man. You're already seeing it, man. Like a lot of places get turning up bankrupt. Even Elder Ramah over here said certain councils are turning up bankrupt in the UK.
Birmingham Council.
Birmingham
Yeah,
Council
yeah.
man. So that shit's gonna spread like a wildfire, man. They're all gonna
Yep.
trickle down and go to follow that same trend. And what happens after that? More government shutdowns, which means less work. There shall be no more work for no more work for Egypt. And who's gonna be most affected?
Hospitals ain't getting maintained.
Yeah, who's gonna be most affected? Women. If you
Yep.
these women love this society, man. Love to work in this, be part of society. So they're going to be the ones most affected. It's going to affect their welfare and all these different things. That's why the Lord said, rise up, you women out of ease, man. Many days and years shall you be troubled, careless daughters. Because this is their empire. This is a metropolis, mother city. You know, it's a matriarchal world run by women that female vibrations on the world right now. So these women are going to suffer in these last days. They're the ones that are going to suffer the worst.
Real quick. Ecclesiastes 12 from verse 3 says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few." Yep. It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Right, which is going into the financial forecast. Is anyone want to say about that?
AI as well. You can't just be like a generalist worker and just get a job. Like back in the day, you could just become a cashier and get like 25K a year and then live your life comfortably. Them days are over. You know, market share.
Supermarkets, no cash in banks.
Yeah.
That's why I was in the bank. There's no cashiers, nothing.
tellers,
I was in the bank standing there for over an hour.
You want to check out the supermarket, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's no employees in there. There's hardly any working.
All the simple jobs at the phone take go.
Yeah.
Go. So what does that force them to do? Take benefits.
Yeah.
And when the MOTV comes out, universal credit,
Yeah.
all of that, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna be signed up to that.
Dependent. Yeah.
Dependent on that.
Yeah.
Because that's your only source of income.
Yeah.
These are so stupid.
Yeah. It's trapping you. Yeah.
They're cutting hunger.
Yeah.
And it's still pushing like you got all these.
Yeah.
Bad debt.
Yeah. People are hurt. Yeah. 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 But the proof that it's all a part of the system is there are certain jobs you don't need that degree. There were lots of jobs. I mean, now if you want to start cutting people up as a doctor, yeah, but he probably should go study. But like with specialists, yeah. But like for instance, I think about my role and like I'm in software. You don't need to go uni for that. But yet, Esau, and especially in America, you can't get a job without a degree. They're like,
Like if you're born on the West Coast, for example,
yes,
if
yeah,
you don't have a
yeah.
uni degree and you want to get naturalized and have like so-called not right to remain, but the passports and all of that, you have to have a degree. Otherwise, they make, even though your country might have been a British colony, they'll make you pay X thousands of pounds to prove you can speak in English, even though you've done exams in English to prove that you know.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you'll have to research stuff that the average British citizen doesn't know about.
Yeah, stupid process. Yeah, it's process, but the whole system is set up to to entrap you basically. which is what I was saying about in the States, that requirement for a degree, right, is to entrap you. Because why are you 18 years old and you've got $100,000 worth of debt to your name? 100,000 plus. We'll always remember that woman who came up to the apostles' camp. She had like 60 or 70,000 in debt. Yeah, she didn't know what the Lord's name meant. She was like, what does Jesus mean? She's like, I don't know. Yep.
That's how they're gonna make themselves prosperous,
Mm.
not knowing that it's a straight, it's all a snare on the neck, man. The pragma. Yeah, so,
Psalm 64, verse 2.
Yep.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked,
Mm.
from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, which is the Israelites, right?
Yep.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune on laying snares privily.
what's that? The New World Order. The New World Order is the ultimate trap for where he wants to control everyone, man. He used to do certain things back in the day, but then they started making laws that with the NSA, not to spy on people, spy on your devices.
Yeah.
That's why they're making everyone have smart devices.
Yep.
Because those are smart, those are spy devices.
Yeah.
Smart hacks. So,
Yep.
I think the word smart is supposed to be
Yeah, I remember the one.
surveillance,
Yeah.
monitoring, you know. That's what the acronym means, smart. That's why they want to build these smart cities so they can monitor and surveil people.
Yep.
And if you've got that biometric device, then it's
The ultimate.
very big thing.
Yep. And that's why they're that's why they're I forgot the word, but you know when you got several different companies, you start bringing them into one. Look, ubiquitous. That's one of them, but universe. But like for instance, you look at basically most of merging. Yeah, merging. You could say that one. They're merging all of these companies into one core company. Yeah, because then all of your information is controlled by one set of companies, right? You know, you look at if you want to do anything internet related, then you're having to pay Amazon money or Microsoft money or Google money. It's just those three in the West. Those are the only options you really have. Okay, which then means that when we start going into all of these different things, right? They're the ones that are the controllers of it. For instance, when Musk bought X, right? Twitter, right? Fuck X. We only bought Twitter, right? He said something. He says authenticate everyone, right? And I always remember that because that's what he's trying to build. When he's saying that to sign up to Twitter, you're gonna have to pay a fee. When you pay that fee, right? If it's not with crypto and you're paying it with your debit card, you're telling them who you are. You're authenticating yourself to the system. Yeah, and algorithms. Yeah,
Basically, everything to be like
ultimate control. Yeah, that's how they know who because you know you get people that try to hide from E and that, but it's sort of like, for instance, every link you have on Twitter, for example, will have a unique ID, and then whoever opens it, oh, so this person knows all of these people, right? That's how you'll be on Facebook or whatever app, and it will be like how does it know I know that person? That's exactly. Oh, that was a big one with Facebook recently. How they were basically sold their information to like Netflix or something like that. You know?
This whole system that we're living in is been setting us up for the new system.
Yes.
Because this system is never meant to work, right? Last. Never. Right? So there's all these problems with it, right? To push you onto a system which is more complete, let's put it that way. Right? Complete for their control.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously them putting you in a shitty position is obviously going to make you jump on board to the new one because you're not going to have any options, man.
What?
So then, Esau knows what he's doing. He's making this world to basically collapse on itself, to bring you onto a new system, man, where you can't go outside the bounds of his power, his influence.
Ezekiel 3, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Right? He's a very diligent man, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's diligent in wickedness. Very diligent, man. Right? He's working non-stop.
I was gonna say he's so good. He's having people like what's did that say, man? The turkeys voting for Christmas. That's effectively what Esau's got these people doing. He's got them hoping and voting for things that are against their own interests. Yeah.
So they're asking for space.
Exactly.
ask him to have greater control of to bring in laws that are really against you, man. You know, because you feel like you're under threat because he's made you believe there's a threat.
Yeah, fair, man.
But he is the threat.
Yeah.
You know.
Climate change, for example. You have people that legit that you have people legit saying they're not having children because of climate change. Like the fuck, how did you put two and two together like that? You know, but notice how everything now will have like you'll be buying a train ticket, it will say this much carbon, buying a plane ticket that much carbon, but we know they're all gonna use food as well. I think like with certain foods will say this much carbon, but it's going all to that system, that carbon credit system, right, where it's like you're only allowed this much carbon per year and you can't go above that.
They'll tell you, oh, buying cars is bad for the planet, right? So why don't you just shut down the car companies?
Exactly.
But they won't do that.
Exactly.
They will allow them to make more cars.
Yeah.
And tell you you can't have them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because WF don't want you to have nothing, right? They don't want you to own nothing. So they don't want you to buy cars no more, but they'll allow these guys to keep making cars.
Yeah.
You know, whether it be electric or petrol, diesel, whatever the case may be, because it still has a footprint. Whether it's electric or not.
Yeah. And
it may be greater than something, depending on who you talk to. You know? But you can't say that Esau wants to shift the blame on the people.
Yeah.
So you have to make all the changes. Whereas Mr. Gates, he don't need to change nothing what he's doing.
Yeah.
With these elites.
Yeah. What they don't say will be like one volcanic eruption bringing out bare carbon into the system, right? You know, Esau's the devil. That's all it comes down to. He's a deceiver, right? But you know, the scripture says, you know, the elect won't be deceived, man. But the things in his different witchcraft. Yep. Oh.
They're not going to be elected, not going to be deceived into taking that seat.
Yeah.
It says what it needs to say, man. You know, but our prophets, they're not going to be deceived to elect.
Because like even with the recovery of this like the current setup economic wise, yeah, they're talking about inflation falling and shit. But like all of the banks, yeah, in this country reported losses. They're all losing money, bro. Like that's why all of them are restructuring because they're literally trimming the fat off in any way possible, whether it's salaries or like closing branches down, because they're all operating on losses.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but what does that lead to? It leads to a domino effect, right? We were speaking about all of the tech guys that were getting let go last year, right? All through out America and here in the UK and other parts of the world. These are people that are high earners, which means they've got expensive mortgages, which means they've got expensive cars. And if they can't make those payments anymore, the mortgage market gets hurt, right?
2008 test,
Yeah.
because like you don't even need a credit check. If you had a friend that was like a bank manager, you could just walk into a company and say, "Yo, I work in this company. This is my salary."
Yeah.
They wouldn't check nothing about your existing debts. They just give you your loan out, and then lo and behold, those people, of course, you know, Edomites, they can't manage their shit properly. Couldn't pay their shit, their lending back, and it resulted in a financial crash. And the government had to come out and then regulate the whole industry, and then basically it's to restore the faith in the bank.
Because that's everyone's over leveraged. Once again, Esau's designed the system that way so that it can crash beautifully, you know. Because you might see an Edomite, like for instance, we're in a very affluent Edomite area right now. You know, these Edomites live in nice houses, nice cars, but there'll be a mad lot of credit. And if they lose their jobs, when they lose their jobs, they're not going to be able to keep up. Yeah.
Because the elites have so much wealth and power, they can keep afloat until they're ready to let it go.
Yeah.
So we're all still waiting for it. But it's at their time, or really the Most High's time, as to when they let that go. You know? Otherwise, if it doesn't keep going like this, we'll just see the marriage decline in this place until it's ready to bust.
No, by design. The 8th Fed came out at 7, made to go into petition. The 8th Fed is talking about America, man, that little horn. America was never meant to rule forever and ever, man. This is not the kingdom of heaven. This is the kingdom of hell. So this place is going to go out with a bang, man. We're going to make sure the kingdom to come, God said it's going to be not going to be left to any other nation, man. Any other people. Where the kingdom of heaven is going to be strictly for the Israelites to rule harmoniously and in righteousness, man, across the four winds of the earth. We're not going to share no power with no one. Definitely not no fucking Edomites.
Verse 5, sorry, Psalm 64, verse 5 says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They computer their privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquity. They accomplish a diligent search of the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep.
Yeah, because it's a plan. This didn't happen just overnight. They say that Rome wasn't built in a day. These all been planning these things for many decades, man. Since going back to the 50s, but even before that. Because you had Albert Pike's 3 letters of World War, you know, the World War III letters of Albert Pike. That was in the 1700s, man. The original Illuminati was founded in the 1700s, 1776, May 1st. So they've always had these plans, man. The elites have always been around, and they've always had these plans of basically like thinking a brain,
Yeah.
type shit, trying to rule the world in wickedness, man.
Yeah.
And the only way they can fathom ruling the world in complete wickedness and complete control, sticking biometric devices to everyone, man. Because they want to make themselves the AI messiahs on the earth. They want to make themselves full sign on the earth.
Yeah.
And that's why the Lord's going to come in and basically the spider that works. And he's going to kick them off their high horse just as they're about to fill their belly.
Yeah.
As they're about to fill their belly, that means they're going to, Revelations 3 and 10. Our temptation is going to come, man. And everyone's going to be tempted to take that seat in. But the elect are not going to be tempted.
Yeah.
Even when Esau does that, that's when the Lord's going to come in and sweep down on this devil, kick him off his high horse. And that's going to be the end of his new world order, man. The beginning of his sorrows.
Job 5 and 12, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Yep. Yep.
So over the decades, over the years, it's changed everything. You know, changed the monetary system and all that. Now everything's going digital.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
people
yeah.
get used to digital platforms. Everything's using apps. Everything's online now. Online banking. You know, everything's on the app now.
Yep.
Everything you're streaming, all your music, everything's apps now.
Yeah.
Everything's smart.
Don't own
smart
anything.
this,
Yeah.
smart that. Everything's smart.
Yeah.
So there's no way they're going backwards. They're not going to go back to the fucking
Yeah.
dust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Revolution is basically biometrics.
Yeah.
Merging man with machine.
The car says they're going to be left behind. They don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
They're gonna be left behind, man. They don't care what the casualties are, man.
No, they don't. Revelation 30:15 tells you they that don't want to worship the image should be killed. So Esau knows there's going to be casualties. The majority, a lot of people are going to rebel, and those that rebel basically going to depopulate them anyway.
So I was going to say, and he's going to make an example of the rebels to try and force the other ones that are, you know. But yeah, 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 yeah.
In righteousness, Esau's trying to do that on the left hand side, so he can bring forth the seed of technology.
Well,
But it's not going to work.
Because like I was saying, because they one of the things that they did during the thing, right? Most of the people that dropped, during the thing were people in them hospitals, man, right? And then what effect did that cause? It caused people to be scared, super scared of it, right? But even anyway, even that big a deal. But he used all of that trickery and that witchcraft to basically make people, as soon as the thing came out, run and go take it, man. You know, witchcraft. Yeah. Yeah.
Malachi chapter 1 verse 4 says, whereas even saith we are impoverished, but we will return and build desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. Right, so the Most High has allowed them to get to this point. Right, and at the very, very end, the Lord's gonna, like I said, disappoint the enterprise, man.
Yeah.
The Lord has allowed them to get this far. You know, because that it's gonna be bitter. It's gonna be bitter right at the very end when you're so close to accomplishing something, man. And the Most High just rips it from you like that.
That's right.
You know,
to show that what you never had the power
you
in the
never had it.
It's like losing a final, right, in the last minute of normal time. You see everyone, they got their hands on their heads, they're hurt. Yeah, yeah.
The last minute,
Exactly. Right, yeah. Oh, yeah. Man U Coventry. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what the Most High wants, man. He wants you to suffer, right? Because that's just the beginning of it. The Lord taking that away from you right at the point you're about to accomplish it, man. It's just the beginning, because then you go into slavery.
Yeah, man.
You know, to be further punished.
Yeah.
You know,
That's why it's a beautiful story, even though it's bittersweet. But at the end of the day, we're gonna win. Israel's gonna win, man.
Yep.
It says Israel shall do valiantly, man.
because the Lord loves Israel.
Lord loves Israel. He don't love Esau. The Lord's never loved Esau, man. Lord always knew from the inception of Edom, even going back to Cain, that he was the scum of the earth, man. Because of what Cain did, man. The Lord already knew what Cain was about from his birth, man. And then he killed off his remnant of his people, and then he brought them back through Noah's 3 sons, man. And then that's how you had Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and then Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and then you had Esau as well. So the Lord, the reincarnation is very important, man, because the Lord always brings back the spirits and all that through different flesh, or human flesh, should I say.
Yeah, the sons of the wicked had to come back, right?
They had to come back through someone.
Esau was the chosen one for that.
It's part of the story, man. He played the serpent in the garden with Eve, and he came back as Cain, then he came back as Esau, and that's it, man. So all the nations that was, they're all the nations are on the earth. There's no nation that's extinct that's on the face of that's off the face of the earth right now.
Right.
Esau is definitely on the earth, man. And they're about to go into slavery. Why? Because the Lord said Esau is the end of the world.
Yeah, so how could he be destroyed?
How can it be destroyed, man?
He plays a pivotal part in the end days prophecies, man. The last days prophecies. He is the subject of the Most High's wrath.
Well, how can the Lord love Esau? But he said he's the end of the world. Jacob's the beginning of it, that follow it. But I thought he hated Jacob.
Well, is that supposed to mean then if the Lord loves Esau and doesn't love Jacob, then he undoes the promise, the prophecy of Jacob ruling
That
forever?
means he's going back on his word.
Come on, man.
See, you guys, man, that just shows you guys don't really believe, man. That's what that proves. You're basically saying the Most High is a liar.
He doesn't keep his word.
Yeah.
The Lord is not a man that he should lie.
Yeah, you don't count slackness like men, dude.
Revelation 22:18. For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book. If any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book.
And that's why these things are just being destroyed, man. Their last moments before they leave this earth, man, are not going to be pleasant ones. Because the Lord will bring judgment against you, man. For messing with his word, for being deceitful. And the Lord doesn't take kindly to unfaithfulness, man. He only has respect for the faithful.
You guys ain't learned from the scriptures, man. The things that are written aforetime before I learned. Read all the precepts of the stories of old, what happened to the false prophets that came up against the men of the Lord, spoke against Yahweh Shemel Shah. What happened to them, man? They all got destroyed. So you guys are really just, you're walking contradictions, man. You're waiting to be destroyed, man. But that's on you anyway, man, because I'd rather be, in the position that we're at right now than be in the position that you guys are in, man. Because you guys are just walking contradictions. You're a bunch of reprobates, man. The Lord is going to destroy you because you haven't got that spiritual dawah written in your foreheads, man. That mark of exemption from judgment. You haven't got it, man. If you haven't got that in these last days, you're fucked, man. Yeah.
First Peter 4:18. And if the righteous scarcely be saved,
Yeah.
where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
Yeah, there's no space for you, man.
Yeah.
If you're just about going to make it, man, there ain't no other time for you to get saved.
Innit? And we're fighting to stay on the path, man. We're working on eggshells, man. Brothers are walking on eggshells, trying to make sure we don't go off, man. Because we're always wary that, the Lord gonna jack us up if we just make one little mistake, man. Because we're fearful. You guys, you're just proudly making mistakes and bragging and boasting and being proud.
Boldly proclaiming this.
Like proudly being wicked, like, and acting like you ain't gonna get fucked up out here. Like, the Lord gonna mess a lot of you guys up, man. Starting from your leaders, man. We're gonna start with the leaders because it's the leaders that are bringing the heads that are gonna get cut off. So your Sakaris, your Sikh Aris, and the ISUPKs and the IUICs, the Lord gonna disband all of that shit. Anyone that's part of the elect that's in those camps, the Lord gonna retrieve them out of it. They're gonna be sifted out. Like the Lord said in Amos.
And the sheep shall scatter.
Exactly. The Lord gonna spite the shepherds. So something's gonna happen to these leaders. We're not wishing it,
But you guys are bringing it upon
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah,
man.
you've had the
You're
opportunity.
trying
Yeah.
you guys say it's hate.
Oh,
I'm trying to the scriptures, keep butchering and say, we're trying to warn you not to add and take away, because you're gonna add on onto yourself the curses, man. When you just look at it as, oh, we're hating. We ain't hating on you, man. You ain't Confucius
what,
out
yeah.
here.
That's
What's
that's the defense
yeah.
mechanism.
This is love, man. This is real love.
So,
Warning your brother not to put your hand into the fucking stove, because you're gonna get fucking burnt, man.
so
We're told in Equal, the second chapter and the third, to be watchmen, man, to
Mhm.
blow the trumpet and to basically make sure that we warn you so that when the judgment comes, like,
So,
written, the blood is upon your own head and not on our hands, man.
so Proverbs 29:1. He that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy.
That's what's funny. These guys, when they wake up in the kingdom, they're gonna have their heads down because they need it fucked up. And that's not gonna be like, you ain't fooling no one up. You ain't fooling no one but yourself, man. You ain't hurting us. You ain't doing nothing to us, actually, man. All you're doing is fulfilling prophecy. And the Lord, like the Lord said, many, like in the last days, are gonna be many scoffers and many that shall depart from the faith, man. That's what's happening, basically. So this is basically you're fulfilling prophecy. It's just sad that it has to be you. You know, we wish it wasn't. We wish it wasn't. We wish that all Israel could just, be righteous and come, be in one accord. But we know that the elect are only going to get this truth, and the rest are going to be blinded, man. Some of those blind are going to be these leaders out here too, and their followers, man.
That's why King David prayed to the Lord after he went off, saying, take not thy Holy Spirit away from me, man.
But he also said, make their table a snare and a stumbling block. So he put curses on the 2/3 too. That was a prophecy, man.
Wow.
The stumbling block for who? Those false prophets out there. Yeah. And even the Lord said it himself, if he blinded the prophet, he's the one that blinded him. Man. So the Lord's terrible, man. That's why you're supposed to fear the Lord, man. Don't go around walking around in pride and all of that shit, because that means you're not grounded in this thing, man. You're not grounded in this truth. You really don't believe this. You're just carnal minded, man. But when the shit hits the fan, what are you gonna do then? Who are you gonna turn to, man? Because the Lord is gonna, give you, basically fan the hand at you, man. He's not gonna come and deliver you.
So the nature of the Lord, like in Deuteronomy 32:39 says, "See now I am holy, I am he, there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive, I wound and I heal, neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." Like, when the true power of the Lord, you fear him, man, because if the Lord has it against you, there's absolutely nothing. It's hopeless.
Yeah.
No one can save you. No amount of money can save you.
Oh,
No
the guy in the Tesla. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, good. Sorry. No, I was saying, yeah, because to have a whore at the Passover, dancing and the way, and the thing is, it was a congregation as well. They were all grinding and dancing. It was like, yeah, how are you getting? It's like to get grabbed. How are you getting hard on the Passover? Like, because that's what would have been happening. Exactly.
Justifying the wickedness.
Yeah.
And you said you're open abomination. You're justifying the wickedness.
But this is what happens, man. That you bring worldly things into the truth. You make it a worldly thing, man. That situation right there is of the world, right? That wasn't spiritual in the least, right? And you think it's okay though? You think doing these fucking rap videos and these fucking day in the life vlogs and movies and all these things you be doing extra shit, right? You think that was part of the gospel, part of the scriptures? That was all things of the world, man.
Yeah.
That you're bringing into the doctrine because it apply, it conveys well to those that are in the world to make your congregation bigger, so you can get more skrilla, man.
Yeah.
That's what it's been about. So you get more money,
more followers, more money.
That's what it is all about for you guys. And I know you're gonna act like it's not, but it is. We don't give a shit about money, as you could tell. As you call us farmers all day long, right? We ain't got jobs, all kind of shit. That's what you tell us, right? Which it's bullshit, but
Brothers work.
we're not about that.
I'm not saying but we ain't gonna sell out, sell out our integrity and all that, sell out the Lord just because you want to make more money. We ain't gonna do, butcher the scriptures just to, appease the people and all that. Speak smooth words and all that BS prophesied deceits.
And that, you know, Lord,
Yeah.
man, just needs to
Yeah.
jack things up.
Because Yahweh Shah said in the Lord's Prayer, give us this day our daily bread, right? Yeah. And then can't and then when you look at the curses, one of them was a bag of holes. I know, but brothers, we can all attest to a bag of holes. You know, exactly, exactly. Well, and then you know, you can say, okay, cool. You all right? You know, you got yourself you sold out, got yourself the nice, you know, big whip, big whatever, right? But then the insurance car's gonna come, right? A tire breaks, or rather, the actual wheel repairs. Yeah,
So,
yeah,
he was in debt for over 5 million to the IRS. But he had a coach with a big ass coach with his face on it.
yeah,
All kinds of cars, luxury
yeah,
cars, limousines.
yeah,
He was, yeah, that's the thing.
yeah,
He was living a good life, man.
yeah,
But when the tax man came, he
yeah,
was fucked,
yeah,
man. But he sold out.
yeah.
So that shows you, man, that shit don't always go your way just because you sell out, man. And he made that Faustian bargain with the devil. Shit can always turn left. Yeah,
Yeah,
shit can always turn back. One.
yeah. Those the scriptures said, is nothing for the Most High to make a poor man rich, but it also is the true opposite, right? You can be in you know a great position, and the Lord will just you know set up a situation. Because at the end of the day, what did the curse say? It said, "And these things shall pursue thee, man." And overtake, yeah, 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 man. Because I've got certain family members, they were doing good, but then in several occasions, the Most High was like, and they don't know, but it's like I'm like, shit, that's the curses, man, you know.
Second Peter chapter 2 verse 1 says, there were false prophets among the people, even as there should be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies. We'll be going through some of them, man. You know? It says, even denying the Lord that brought them, which he does.
Yeah.
Denies the name of the Lord.
Now they don't know the name of the Lord. All these different, we don't need the Hebrew, but we call yourself Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah. You got Hebrew name. Hypocrite, right?
Don't make sense.
Even denying the Lord that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of.
That's that wide gate. Many that go in there. And that means that many people are going to be destroyed in these last days. Many jakes, because they're going to follow their false leaders' pernicious ways, which means they're following the directions which will lead them to their destruction. They're going a false way. That's showing you that there's going to be many false prophets and a lot of zombified jakes out here in these last days that are going to be following these vain leaders because the glitz and the glamour, the way it looks, the way they present themselves, looks like they're the men of the Lord, but they're really like raven and wolves, man. Sheep's clothing.
Supposing that gain is godliness.
Sheep's clothing. Time, man. You understand there's going to be false messiahs, false Christ and all that. Wolves in sheep's clothing, man. I send you in the midst of wolves.
Verse 3 says, and through covetousness shall they be with vain words, with these nice words, you know?
Yeah.
These things that you want to hear. Think about us and our apostles, but we don't tell you the things that you necessarily want to hear.
Yeah.
We tell you what you need to hear.
Exactly.
Whether it be good, whether whether it hurts you or not. We tell you what you need to know.
Yeah.
Right? We don't mask it up with all this fancy shit.
Cut no corners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's open rebuke is better than secret love. You know. Yeah.
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 This world is emotional.
Yeah.
But in the Haitian world, we're not an emotional people like that. Man. We're supposed to be like stern, austere, serious people, man. Rational, man. To use logic, man.
The spirit mixed with the rational, man.
Yeah.
But
using logic as well, man. Using wisdom to deal with things, man. Not being carnal and all that, man. Being spiritual. We're spiritual people, man. But this world makes you emotional. It makes you carnal. You forget yourself. Man, you start simping for these hoes and all that. No, you lose yourself. That's why the Lord said, to come out of her, my people, because this place will destroy you, destroy your mindset, man.
it's there.
Yeah. And with these leaders, that's what's basically happened. They love this place so much that they've bound themselves to this place with all this material wealth, and now they can't see themselves going back. They can't see themselves repenting and all that. They're leading themselves. They're basically waxing worse and worse because the money and all that has blinded them, man. They're binding themselves to the material wealth of this world. The Lord said, "Love not the world, man. Neither the things that are in it." But this is not our rest, man. These guys they're basically like settling on their lease and all that. They're getting complacent, man. They're getting complacent. They're seeing the zeros in their account, so it's making them basically be, slothful in the spirit. Too comfortable, yeah.
They don't go out.
Yeah, a lot of them don't go out no more.
I didn't see Jeremy Hunter like
Never,
yeah.
never, man.
Nate hardly goes out.
Yeah, he don't go out. He sends his foot soldiers out there.
Yeah. Sakai goes out at the moment.
Yeah.
He ain't got fat enough yet.
Yeah,
I guess. Who else, man? They stop going out, man. They get too comfortable.
Yeah.
They feel like they're too good for to go out. Too big,
And that's it.
too important.
The Lord only gave us one instruction, man. That one instruction was to go out and preach this gospel. That's the only instruction the Lord gave us. He didn't say do anything else other than that. But these guys always find some excuse, do other things to add on to the scriptures, man.
Yeah, when you look at the great man like the Apostle Paul, he was going to every wit's end to be able to make sure that he preached the gospel. Even when he had men waiting in Jerusalem to kill him, he said, "Yo, I'm willing to not only go and preach the word of the Lord, but also to die in Jerusalem, Lord, if I have to."
Back in verse 3, said, through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you. So we're about making that money, man.
Yeah.
Whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not. Your judgment is coming soon.
2024 could be the year. This could be the very year where the Lord starts, basically dropping the gavel on a lot of these false camps out here, man. Bringing forth some serious judgments, man. Some grievous judgments, man. Like Taza Blackia wasn't the only one, man. Before the black, the so-called comforter, he wasn't the only one that was going to get jacked up in these last days, man. Lord's got many more of those examples to set out.
And their damnation slumbereth not.
Your damnation, which means destruction, it's on its way, man. If you guys don't repent, man, stop fucking around. That's why the apostles, the spirit of power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua for the Holy Spirit, as the apostles always reproving these camps and their leaders, man. It's basically the Lord sending a warning through the apostles and all that, man. Look, get right, man. Stop fucking around, because I'm that time of mercy is gonna close. The doors of mercy are gonna close, and then I'm gonna have to proceed to whooping all of your asses, man. That's what he's basically saying. Every time the apostles come out and do a video trying to reprove brothers, they're trying to get you to stay on that righteous path. Because if you veer off and go down another path that's going down that path of destruction, when that judgment comes, the Lord, you ain't got no one to blame but yourself. You're the one that's gonna be made an example of.
But that's as brother quoted earlier on in Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, we're commanded to say when someone's going off.
Yeah.
We got no choice, Yeah. Yeah. But because this is it. If someone is truly sincere, like they're going off, but they're sincere, they'll take heed. They'll be like, "Oh, hey, salat," and if they look,
Proud about it. You're gonna get the opposite. You're gonna get that judgment, man.
Always beyond correction, man.
Exactly. That's it.
All based on the flesh at the end of the day, man. We get things wrong from time to time.
Yeah. Even the Lord cursed out the disciples from time to time. Doesn't mean they weren't righteous. It's that they're in this flesh. The Lord cursed them out. Sometimes Peter would say something. And pee the Lord off. Be like, look, man. Get behind these Satan, man. You can see Satan's trying to sift brothers. Same thing's happening right now. Yeah. Same thing's happening right now. We can see it in certain leaders and all that. You can see that they're getting puffed up with that pride, man. We're trying to tell them, look, you need to humble yourself, man. Don't forget yourself out here. You're going to jack your asses up. They're looking at it like, because we're not in their position. We're looking at that, we're hating. All right, cool. As they said, open rebuke is better than secret love.
Hey, we don't covet what you got, man.
We don't care, man.
We don't covet what you got. Hey, we're happy with what we have. God told us to be content. That's how we are, man. We just want the kingdom.
Yeah.
That's what we want, man.
Exactly, because in the kingdom we're gonna have greater than anything we had on this side anyway. So what's anything that we got on this side to do with you know, what's to come in the kingdom, man. The kingdom's going to be far greater anyway. Anything you got on this side is nothing. It's temporal.
Because if you wanted what you got, you could do the same thing that you do. Like, change the scriptures up, you know, or put some flashy garments on or whatever.
The only difference is we got something called integrity.
Set up a hip hop shop.
Yeah.
You know, we can do all that. We can do all
Sell
that.
t-shirts and garments and all that.
You know, bro's got skills out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can do all that.
Sell names.
But
sell-
that's not what this is about, though.
we got
You know,
something
we
that you
don't need to
guys
do
lack.
that.
We got something that you guys lack. It's called integrity, man. That's what the elect, the men of the Lord, the elect, they're integral men, man. No matter wherever they're scattered around the corners of the earth, those men are men of integrity. They're not going to sell the Lord short.
Fair as well. 'Cause
Titus 1 and 11, 39.
Stop.
Holding fast the faithful word as he has been taught,
Yep.
that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers.
Yeah, sound doctrine, man. What you guys are speaking is inadequate sounds, man. It's not right. It's not sound doctrine, man.
Oh,
And there's only, and like I told you in the teaching, there's only one truth, one faith, one baptism, man. There's only one doctrine. There's no this, you know, what you guys are doing, perverting the gospel, adding and taking away. You know, that's not part of the doctrine, man. There's only one gospel. And that's the gospel that apostles and elders of great millstone are speaking.
For there are many unlearned and vain talkers.
Yeah, many unruly and vain talkers, man. This is the top of it.
Our rules do what the hell you want to do.
Yeah.
Not being under authority.
Out of order.
You know, that's what it's been. You guys want to do what you want to do. You don't want to be under command of nobody else. You don't want to be told what's right and what's wrong. You want to decide that for yourself. But you're not in a position to do that.
well, when we was, yeah. Because when we were speaking about it earlier on, I was thinking about a child that runs away from home, right? But what happens to them children that run away from home? End up through on the streets, down and out. Yeah, willful. Yeah. Prostitutes, you know. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. 'Cause yeah. But,
This is what happens to a rebellious child, though. What happens to the Lord? The child's rebellious.
Yeah.
To death, man.
Death. That's what's going to happen to these guys.
Oh, that's a good point, because that wasn't putting to death wasn't the first steps. The parents would have rebuked them, yeah, counsel. But then when it was seen that there's no saving this guy, man, take him out, and that's what we read. Often reproved. There'll come a day when the Lord's gonna come with them spiritual stones, man. That's it, yeah.
The apostles told us to be disobedient to the parents, disrespecting the authority, and you're talking shit about the doctrine, you know. So what's gonna come after that? Like the brother said, death, man. You got to bring you to the council. The council is when you're getting reproved. That's what a council is for, to reprove you, to make sure you get back on the right path. But you're rebelling, basically. You're being hard-headed. You're rebelling. So what comes after that? Death, man. It's like a stubborn child, basically, like the brother said, it's the analogy of a stubborn child. That's basically like these camp leaders and that. They're stubborn children, man. Stiff-hearted, don't want to listen to their parents and all that. You have to deal with the judgment, man. All we can do is warn you, man. It might sound like a broken record, but there is going to come a day when there's going to be breaking news. Oh, this one got jacked the fuck up. Oh, this one got jacked the fuck up. This one got killed. You know, this one got put to death, mutilated and all that. It's going to happen, man. We're just waiting for the breaking news. We don't want it to happen, but it's going to be, that's the sad reality.
Yeah, the Most High is not mocked. Right, that what a man soweth, that shall he reap. Real quick.
He already knows your heart. He knows your heart's intent for all of that. He knows what you're about.
Yeah. Says Galatians 6 and 7, be not deceived. The Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. Yep, yep, can, yeah.
Once the mercy closes, we always say, that's it, man. There's no mercy after that.
Mm. But he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption. Yeah, yep. It says, but he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting. Yeah. Well, it says, oh, let me read it. It says, and let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. You know,
Faith, faith.
continuing on.
Faith, faith, lacking faith. Anything you're lacking in your faith, the faith in the Lord, man. That's why there's things about prayer also. It's obvious that a lot of these guys, they ain't really praying.
But the thing is, with these guys, man, they don't examine themselves, man. They don't know what they're lacking. They have no idea what they're lacking. They think they got it all. That's why they think they're of the apostles and that kind of stuff. They think they got it all, man. They have not stopped to examine themselves, man. You know, they man are full of pride. They can't even see it. You know,
Yeah, fearful thing, man. Fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power.
like Lord said, the rest are blinded. They're
Yeah.
blind to themselves, even. You know,
That's it. At the end of the day, we know that all Israel can't make it, man. Only the elect are going to make it. The rest are definitely going to be blinded, man. The 2/3 are going to be blinded. There's nothing we can do to stop that. And because the Lord's got the angels blinding those people, man. The 2/3 is definitely over there in the land of America, you know. That's where the 2/3 are going to be destroyed, in the land of America. And the elect are going to be delivered also around the four winds of the earth, you know. But mainly over there in the land of the north. That's the whole reason why the Lord made all the tribes go get sent over there to America in the first place. That was going to be the second Exodus. You know, modern day Egypt. Modern day Egypt is over there in America. So it's spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt. That's America, Babylon the Great. Not talking about ancient Egypt and all that shit. What can you say, man? It's coming down to the wire anyway, man. Coming down to the wire, bro. And you can see things hastening, as we was talking about earlier about the pale horse.
Mm.
You know, great morning, we're in a time of great morning and great death. That's the time that we're in, man. The Lord's posing up shop, Babylon the Great, America. Slowly but surely, the Lord's posing up shop on that thing. Everything else that comes out on the news nowadays is just a distraction from what's really going on behind the scenes. All these news headlines, whether it's celebs and all that, it's all distractions, man, and bread and circuses, because even Esau knows, like, the elites, they know that it's a wrap for America, man. The Lord's about to turn that place into, the forbidden zone, if you could say. He's about to destroy that whole land, man. Second Ezra 15 and 14. Word to the word and them that dwell therein. Yeah. For the sword and their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Yeah, more civil unrest. Time of civil war is going to break out soon. See the immigration problem over there, in America, spreading worldwide and all that. Even over here in the UK, they're having immigration problems, man. That's why they got that Rwanda bill situation. They want to deport all these immigrants. But it's all going to come down, it's all going to climatize to basically more civil unrest, more uprisings of the people, you know. Judgment, man. And if you go to this next chapter 16 and 17, and you can read that as well. Yeah. Probably close out soon. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another.
Yeah.
They shall not regard their kings.
I was invading. Sorry, Bible page, you read it again.
For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another.
Sedition among men, because like what Esau is also doing is he's creating a melting pot where like people are gradually losing everything that they have, like in a slow, gradual pace, and they're seeing co-workers and people they dislike, and they're like continue on in their so-called quote-unquote careers and be until everything collapses. continue to be successful. They're seeing their spouses take everything from them. Men that have had their children taken away from them. Like remember that guy in America, Today's the Day,
Yeah,
and then you saw his like you're gonna have a lot more of that because really and truly, Esau's built these people up through his witchcraft to believe that this society was gonna perpetually continue on, and then it's gonna be the rug's gonna be swept from underneath their feet suddenly. So they're gonna be out there looking for any way to exert their anger out on who they feel to blame, whether it's immigrants, whether it's their ex-partner, whether it's you know what I mean, the ex-co-worker.
Matthew 24,
Yeah,
right? The love of many waxing cold.
yeah, man. Yeah.
And they shall not regard their kings, no
Oh, yeah.
princes.
Even Jacob Rees-Mogg recently with the Palestine thing, he was in Cardiff and then it was chasing him down to his car like with Palestinian flags, basically, and the security had to come in and hold him down. But these politicians are gonna start getting attacked, man. Like by a lot of these their citizens.
Yeah.
Macron getting slapped. All them kind of things. Assassination attempts is gonna become a real thing again, man. In the time that we're living in.
And they're setting it up. You know, they're setting up. They're showing you those images to plant seeds in people's minds, man.
Yeah, and you got major elections coming up as well, like
Oh, no.
all over the world, man. You got like like the mayor of London as well, like elections potentially gonna come up. You got like Rishi Sunak trying to push back the general elect. People are
Didn't that nigga, the mayor say he's gonna wants to bring WrestleMania?
yeah, so
He
you
gets
got
re-elected.
you gonna bring Triple H back.
What kind
The
of
Rock.
campaign's that?
The Rock and all that. I want to see The Rock so they can get elected.
Know that, so
So dumb. I don't even watch his wrestling like that anymore.
it's
Crazy.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Bread and circuses though, like, it's mad.
Nuts. When I saw that, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Bring back wrestling
Yeah.
to London.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, we're a sporting city in London.
Yeah.
If I'm elected for
How
2024,
about we're housing city, innit?
Yeah,
What
man.
about that?
Also fucking houses. Affordable houses.
Affordable housing.
Affordable houses.
Actual
like that.
affordable housing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
for the
Or-
poor people.
But then do some rent controls, man.
Yeah.
Add some rent. Bro, you can't fucking live in this city. man.
Lower the cost of living and all that.
Yeah.
Stop increasing the fucking tax every other month.
Yeah.
How about that, man? Some damn wrestling. You wants to watch some fucking old ass people in trunks jumping up and down in the damn ring.
Unless it's Biden and Trump. You remember?
Remember the grudge match? Remember those grudge matches on YouTube?
MTV.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celebrity death match.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. That was
Cause I
That's
remember
even more
Trump.
funny.
Yeah.
That's even more entertaining than watching wrestling, right? Nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about back in the day, back in the day, that Stone Cold, all that was proper wrestling. What do you call it? Attitude era and all that. That was wrestling, but now this shit is.
It's done.
I don't even watch that shit no
Yeah.
more. Man.
Rogan.
Oh, Logan Paul on there, man.
Yeah, fucking Logan's on
Logan
it,
Paul ain't even a fucking wrestler, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
True. Yeah. From the time you got greats, even like having, that's disrespectful to the sport, man. You know.
Lay it out.
They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the cause of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, also the actions are standing their power. Like even though it's not properly kicked off yet, like in central London for weeks you was having hundreds of thousands of Brits, man, marching down complaining about the small hats and the way that they're going on, because now social media has totally unraveled a lot of the propaganda, man. Like all the people that still believe the fucking news is like those old school West Coast Africans, like that still believe 9/11 was a real terroristic threat outside of the UK. But everyone can see that this man is the devil, man.
A man shall desire to go into a seat, and it shall not be able. For because of their pride, the seat shall be troubled, their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
And for instance, this is a hella proud city, man. Right? You see, like even the way you hear like Londoners speak, man. They think that and that's why the rest of the city hate London. The rest of the country slug, you hate London. I'll be up north visiting, with brothers and that. when you're talking to the shopkeepers, try and hide the London accent, isn't it? So they're immediately like, "Play fucking London twat."
Yeah,
Prejudice. Yeah.
yeah, man.
London's proud. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Mad proud, man. You go out of London to another city and come back, you feel the London vibe
Yeah.
automatically.
Yeah.
You know?
It's always been like that.
A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread
Yeah,
and for great tribulation.
and there's like 11 million people in the city as well. Like, so, and you got it to where, like we were saying earlier, they're building these new builds in the ghetto, like where you still got gremlins around, and a lot of these middle class Edomites are just out here living in penthouses and apartments, none the wiser.
Yeah.
Like, it's always the middle class as well that got like Britain doesn't even really have a middle class now. You just literally got the rich and everyone else.
Yeah.
But a lot of these Edomites that are in these ghettos and Haringlays and Lewishams and Lambeths, they're all gonna be like literally praying
Yeah.
for a lot of these
Yeah.
wild Jake out here as well, man.
Because right now they can do that because the Lord hasn't put that spirit on Jake. Right. Right now, Jake, you know, what was
Jake's
Judah.
going against Jake right now.
Yeah. But you know, since like Judah has been a crouching lion, you shall rouse them up. Judah and Jake in general haven't been roused up. That's why these Edomites can move into your
safe.
areas. They're safe because they know this one thing, and I've heard Edomites say this, right? Of like basically they know that the blacks are gonna fight the blacks, you know,
Mhm.
which we ain't black, but you know, just
But that's that Stockholm syndrome, man. That's the whole man dingo mentality, man. You know, they look at their brothers as a threat, as an opposition. You know, where the so-called white man, he gets to glide through life, experiencing no trouble. But the scriptures say that he's not in trouble as other men.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the spirit the Lord's got out there on this man right now. We don't trouble him, but we trouble our own people
Yeah.
because that's part of our curses.
Yeah.
You know,
And even like with a lot of these or these Jakes fighting each other, they're ultimately led by Edomites. Like a lot of the time, like all these county lions and these top level drug lords that are Jake, you will find out that the supplier is some corporate Edomite that's living outside of London in Chancellor somewhere. But he ain't getting his hands messy and
That's
shit.
Well, you remember you had the guy that was running for mayor, and obviously didn't win, but one of his policies was drug tests in the city.
Yeah.
Because those are the people that use the drugs.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows these bankers be doing drugs, man, Class A's and all of that, but no one cares.
No, 100%, man.
16, 17.
let's get something quickly. It's from Matthew chapter 12, verse 25, right? And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So all this division that's happening, man, and it's growing, it's going to lead to its downfall, man. You know, it's unavoidable. Everyone can see the writings on the wall.
It's over, man. This place is on its, like Apostle Odin Cabal says, CTD. Circling the drain, man. You know?
The book of 2 Ezra 16 and 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?
Yeah, in those days we're talking about right now.
Sir.
Days of evil multiplying on the earth. You know, those are the times we're in. Times when death is going to be, you know, basically going throughout all the streets. You know, creeping into people's houses, man, like the angel of death type scenario. That's what death is gonna. The spirit of death is gonna be lurking in these last days, man. And death angels aren't gonna be out here. That's why people have been seeing lately. People have been seeing the eclipse. People are saying they've been seeing more demonic activity, more demonic images and apparitions and all that. People hearing things, seeing things that are not really there, or think like that's there. You know, from the spiritual realm. You know, the Lord's opening up the realms out here, man.
The beginning of sorrows and the great mourning, the beginning of famine and the great death.
Great death, man. Great mourning and great death.
The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evil. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Yeah, so what we're gonna do is maintain our faith, man, in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And we're gonna stick to the doctrine of which he taught us and hold fast until he come, man. You know, occupy until he come. Keep watching and keep praying and doing the work. It's labor of love. You know, until the Lord comes with them chariots, man. And he will come.
Mm.
The second coming of Yahweh Shai is on his way, man. You know, that's the ultimate prophecy that brothers have been waiting for, man. The return of our Lord Yahweh Shai, who then ignorantly called JC. You know? And he's coming, man. And he's coming, he's not gonna meet thee as a man. He's coming with some different type of power, man. And you people can't even imagine, man. You know? And he's gonna show you who's boss, man. He's gonna show you why he's called the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, man, for a reason.
King of terrorists.
Yeah, and the Father is the King of Terrors. And he's gonna come with them angels too. Michael's even gonna come out of his place, man. Michael the Archangel. The Lord gonna come with a, you know, the Lord gonna come in fashion and style, man. He gonna shut this whole world down, man. You know? Differently, man. The strangeness of their salvation. It's gonna be a spectacle, man, that the world's never even seen before. The world's never been covered over with chariots, you know, from the four winds of the earth.
Yeah.
You know, on that spectacle like that. Maybe you know, different parts of the earth, chariots have shown themselves like in the ancient world, but not on that level. You know,
Hundreds of thousands of angels.
yeah, hundreds of thousands of angels. You know, and the Lord on some big fathership.
You're saying the beautiful thing is right now the world is filled with godlessness, right?
Yep.
So there's no real
belief.
concept and belief of the Most High. So so for when the Lord comes back in the way that He's gonna come back, if people are gonna be caught unawares, because once again in the ancient world, those are general understanding of the chariots. Oh, yeah, you know, the chariots or whatever. Yeah, they come every now and then or whatever. But right now we live in a world where you mention chariots and people think you're bugged out, man.
But if you're talking about aliens and
Yeah.
you're geek,
But the Lord's gonna come back, man. He's gonna come back in them chariots. He's gonna do a madness.
As a thief in the night.
Yep.
And that's the beautiful thing about this as well, because like even though we're aware, like the Lord's not gonna come when it's obvious. He's gonna come with, like in a time where people are settled on their leaves for the most part and comfortable. Like people are gonna be seeming to be enjoying the luxuries of the world, partying, have chips in their hands, buying and selling, and out of nowhere, the Lord will appear, man.
that's it. Come as a thief in the night. I think you just said that. You know? So anyway, we got last precept there, and behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as a scourge for your amendment, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of scourge.
Once again, you get the Lord is showing Himself slowly in these different calamities that are happening in the world. Right? It's constant, always
World War III is on the brink.
basic. You know, but people are continuing in their wickedness, man.
People thought World War III was going to happen last week
Yeah.
because of that situation with Israel and Iran.
Yep.
But it's showing you that's all being controlled, man.
Yeah.
Not by Esau and that, but by the angels.
That's it.
They're controlling it because the certain prophecies have to be fulfilled
That's it.
first before the Third World War comes quickly, man. You know, before it kicks off.
Because it's the Most High that are controlling the minds of these leaders, man. That's it. Right? The angels are working on them to do certain things at certain times, man, and to hold back at certain times and whatever, man, to bring it to the the actual time it's supposed to go down, you know?
That's it. Everything's on the clock, man. And Esau's running out of time. That's the beautiful thing about it. Esau's running out of time,
Every day.
Yep. So, we're gonna close out anyway, man. Give all praises and glory.
Yeah.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful, sincere elect, man. Shalom.